KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
2 seconds, 1 second, he lets fly with a shot.
From the Busch Light Studios, this is ESPN 95.3.
KJ couldn't have had a better start. Did some really nice things there. I think he's certainly maturing, and he's got command of the team. His teammates believe in him, and you have to earn that at quarterback. He certainly has. I just think when we're able to run him, I think he's going to become a very, very, very good quarterback for us. Right now, obviously, with tagging off and those things like that, because of that situation, he became a better thrower this spring.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
It is a Hot Take Monday this morning. It's brought to you by Wheels RV. We got a chance to watch, listen, learn about this Arkansas football team in the spring game, the red-white game on Saturday, and really enjoyed watching that game, watching Mike Woods and Treylon Burks. And I wonder, with those two guys looking as good as they did, scoring the opening touchdowns, where do you rank them as the best Arkansas wide receiver duo since who? Fill in the blank. We'll answer that coming up. A&M series, you got a series win this weekend. You almost got a sweep. Close game that you lost game 3, something we will touch on as well. And then also, I got a text from Trey Biddy of Hog Sports and Jason Carroll yesterday. He was listening to our Trust in the Process podcast with Jason, and Jason talked about how he liked getting pedicures. So I'm wondering as well, for all you this morning, is that something that males do more often than they let on? Is that something that you've had done with your significant other, by yourself, whoever? We will get into that as well. SmackDown, you've had yourself a dandy of the last couple of days. Now, I have never, knock on wood, had food poisoning to this point. You, my friend, have
I'm still fighting it.
Have dealt with that a little this morning.
Yeah, that was a good way to start the weekend off Friday when I left here.
What happened?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what I ate. Nothing that I ate the past, or at least on Friday, was out of the ordinary for me. I had some leftover pasta salad after work. It's a couple days old, but it still should have been fine.
There you go. There's a clue.
I don't know.
I would probably venture to say that. So
that's never messed me up before, but Friday was rough. Saturday was awful.
So Tommy, we're at Sassy's on Saturday, and I hear Matt through the mic, and he says, "Man, I'm having a terrible Saturday. It's not going good back here." And so I'm thinking, what's wrong? What's wrong with the radio station? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, and he said, "I have been in the restroom since, what'd you say, about 3 a.m.?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. And
yeah,
I felt to myself, because I've been told that there's just nothing. It's just awful.
Yeah, I've been popping Imodium ADs like it's M&Ms.
Have you had food poisoning before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I ain't feeling better yet. I'm still dealing with it. Right. It's bad, but
glad you're
we're here.
What's
we're
the
here.
deterrent to that?
Don't eat.
Legitimately don't
Just
eat?
Don't eat.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
If you quit eating, you won't get food poisoning.
Yeah, that's a good.
Ever.
If anyone's got any tips, I'm here for anything at this point.
You just got to get it out of your system. So anyway,
it's like the quote in Old School, right? Where he's supposed to, this thing won't work for me. It's like, oh, big day tomorrow.
Yo, man, come hit this right here. You need to hit this.
Oh yeah, hit that. No, I appreciate it, but I told my wife I wouldn't drink tonight. Besides, I got a big day tomorrow. But you guys have a great time.
Big day tomorrow. Well, you SmackDown, you had a nice little Saturday planned, and it just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he took some medicine, was able to get out and do a little bit of stuff, but I had to be easy with what I ate, and I'm still having to deal with it. So, I'm just gonna in advance just forgive me if I have to storm out of the studio, hustling to the bathroom on the other side of the office over here. So just
Fair warning.
Just a fair warning for both of you.
Okay.
Did you have the same experience this weekend on the road?
No, I did not have.
You had a good one.
I had a great weekend.
You actually had a good one
at
the river.
Got to watch the spring game, watch baseball, did some fishing. So, I mean, I had a wonderful weekend. Got home last night, watched the ACM Awards.
What?
The ACM Awards. They were on last night.
I wish I would have watched those.
Yeah, it was awesome. So,
is that the country music?
Very good
ones.
Glad you're tuned in
don't
here.
Care about, don't care about those. Any award shows have just, I don't know. I won't. I just don't watch any of them.
Free concert. Why wouldn't you watch?
Who was singing?
Well, there's like 25. Who wasn't singing? That'd be the better question.
Assuming it was in Nashville, if I had to take a guess.
Scattered all across.
There's 6 different venues in Nashville. I think it was
Opry, Bridgestone.
No, I don't think it was Bridgestone, but Ryman Auditorium, Grand Ole Opry were 2 of the main stages last night. Bluebird Cafe, so a lot of different stuff. But it did some out in the street there. What's that street?
Broadway.
Broadway, yeah.
And the amphitheater, which is not coming to me at the current moment. That's a cool place. It's similar to the Amp here in Northwest Arkansas. It's a cool place to watch a concert.
Yep.
Who won? Anyone of note win that you enjoy listening to?
Luke Bryan was Entertainer of the Year, and he wasn't even there. He was in L.A. So I don't even remember who. I think Miranda Lambert won Female of the Year. I may be wrong with that, but I was there to watch the performances last night.
I saw on Facebook. I had to go back and watch it. Carrie Underwood did a duet with.
She did a great melody of songs from her new album, My Savior, which was awesome. And CeCe Winans performed with her on 2 of those.
That's okay.
Shane and Alma says they were pretty good last night.
They were really good.
Oh.
Sorry, you're not tuned in. So I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with that.
I'll give him props that he at least knew what ACM was.
Yeah.
I like. I mean,
great guess.
I really enjoy country music. I just don't watch award shows really for the most part.
No.
So I don't remember the last one I've watched. So where do you want to go?
Spring game. I mean, that to me, I know the baseball team won 2 of 3, but we're just kind of getting used to that, right? It's another series win for the baseball team. So I think the football game was the focus of a lot of the state's attention this weekend. I know of all the things I wanted to make sure I absolutely had an appointment not to miss a moment of, it was the red-white spring game. So quarterback battle, I think it's closer than you think. Yes, you've got some really good wide receivers. And I think from a coaching perspective, this thing could have been better. You had your number 1 quarterback show some flashes early. You got your wide receivers out of there. They didn't play as much, weren't targeted as much, and then the defense made some great plays. There was enough on both sides of the ball with your ones to leave you satisfied as a fan. Your number 2 team turned the ball over a little bit too much. There were some busted plays there, but you feel like you've got good enough play on both sides of the ball, I think, to encourage and energize a fan base.
So let me ask you something. You think the starting quarterback competition is closer than you originally thought based on what you saw. Why would you say that?
Because I think Malik Hornsby's better than anyone was probably giving him credit for.
Okay.
I think K.J. Jefferson is still your starter. If you had to put out a depth chart, today it would be K.J. Jefferson 1 and Malik Hornsby 2. And I think the other point to take out of this is the race for 2 to 3 is not even close right now. Lucas Coley, John Stevens, those guys, John Stevens, not even in the same hemisphere right now with Malik Hornsby. The only battle at that competition is between those two. It's still K.J. Jefferson's job, but I think it's a narrower gap at this point than I think is thought by most. So that's what I would say, based on the way just Hornsby played. All right, it's a Hot Take Monday. Did you watch the spring game? What were your thoughts from the weekend? We'll take those on text or call coming up in just a moment. We're brought to you by Wheels RV on a Hot Take Monday. Get out and enjoy all the Natural State has to offer in a brand new Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance RV. All the best brands at the best prices. You can have peace of mind, too, because you get a lifetime warranty with every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV is the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Coming up, we'll talk a little Arkansas baseball. You get the series win over Texas A&M. Always got a series sweep. You came up just short. Whether you want to talk about that or, like Tommy said, spring game, you're more than welcome to hop in here. Got some good headlines as well for you coming up on a Hot Take Monday edition of the Morning Rush.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah, figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
That's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control.
And comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N5321.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer. The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts. So whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
Buddy said, man, you gotta call AshleyAir.com.
Spring has sprung and the summer heat will be here soon. Now is a great time to upgrade your air conditioning system. From now until the end of May, Carrier's Cool Cash rebates will save you up to $1,500 on a new heating and cooling system. Schedule your free estimate today at AshleyAir.com.
When your air conditioner breaks, you know who to call. There's only one choice. AshleyAir.com.
Looking for the perfect solution to buying a pool this summer without breaking the bank? Hi, Tommy Kraft here for my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Enjoy family time in your own backyard this summer with a 15-foot semi-in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas, starting at just $99.97. Have the backyard you've always dreamed of. Spend time with family and vacation in your own backyard with Burton's. Semi-in-ground pools, again, start at $99.97. And you can count on Burton's. They've been around for more than 40 years, so you know they'll be there to help take care of you. 15-foot semi-in-ground pools start at just $99.97 at Burton Pools and Spas. Find them in Fort Smith at 6121 South 0 Street and in Springdale just off I-49 at the 412 exit. And see all their above-ground and in-ground pools online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They're your source for backyard fun.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Do you remember the joy you felt as a kid about pizza night? Remember how good it smelled? You could taste it even before you opened the box. And then that first bite. It was so good. Be the supper time savior. Order Jim's Razorback Pizza now. 434-3456. The best pizza in Fort Smith, or it's free.
Jim's Razorback Pizza. ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crab.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards shortstop. Could be two. Fielded by Harrison. Gives it to Coleman. Coleman throws it away. Past first base. The Hogs are going to win. And they do. Robert Moore scores on a throwing error.
You're home for Razorback baseball all season long right here. HitThatLine.com.
So you get to get a series win over the Texas A&M Aggies yesterday when they really got it on Saturday following the doubleheader. But want to discuss what you thought about that game coming up at 877-377-6963.
Hey, we're brought to you by World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH is Ben's number. They've been there for more than 25 years. If you're tired of the rising cost of cable or your current satellite plans out of contract and you need to cancel that because it's gotten too expensive, if you're spending $120, $30, $40 a month, it's time to make the move to Dish. You can lock in your price for around $80 a month for 3 TVs in the house. Save $50 or $60 a month for 2 years with Dish and World of Wireless. Plus, you get the Hopper system. You get the best deal because they can match any offer in the country at World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH for WOW, World of Wireless.
Miss Lisa in Northeast Arkansas has called in this morning. Does want to discuss what she saw at the spring game, and apparently she met a friend of ours. Who was it, Miss Lisa?
And I go in that store all the time, Stadium Shop with Robert.
Yeah.
Y'all know Robert, right? He said he knew y'all.
We know Robert, yes.
Good guy. He hooked me up with an awesome shirt.
I bought stuff in there. I go in there all the time. The last thing I needed was more Razorback gear, but I bought from him. But anyway, I got to talking to my husband. Of course, my husband don't say 10 words a year. And
I think you catch up for him. I don't think he has to say anything. I think you got both of you covered. So
you asked Robert what he did. He went over there and got one of the stadium seats and just sat down. But anyway, Robert said something about Miss Lisa. I said, "How do you know me?" He said, "From the radio." He said, "My wife listens to you in the morning while she's putting on her makeup."
Yeah.
And he did all these impressions for me of Jeff Stayed Too Long and Frank Brules. I tell you what, I laughed. Anyway, I was up there from Thursday through Sunday. But let me tell you, getting on with sports now here. Now, people say, well, what does she know? She's an old woman. What does she know? Calling a man show. Well, let me tell you what I know. I've been going to these football games for 55 years, and I know a mobile, fast quarterback when I see one, okay? I'm not stupid. I was born at night, not last night. This KJ Jefferson, I think, is going to be the best quarterback we've had since Matt Jones. He can run. Do what?
So those are big words.
Well, I'm a big girl. I can say what I want to.
And you're talking about his mobility aspect, not the overall.
I'm talking about. Look, let me repeat this. I don't think y'all heard me.
Okay.
He is the best quarterback I have watched at this time of the year since Matt Jones. I'm not saying he's better than Matt Jones. I don't know. He may turn out to be. He can fly when he runs.
Mm-hmm.
And when he threw, I was very impressed. And I was in the south end zone with some more people that were like me, that thinks they know it all. And they were like me. They said, that kid is good. And let me tell you one thing. He ain't no Cole Kelly.
No.
He ain't some of them Nimrods we've had. And can you say Nimrod on the radio?
I think you just did.
You've done it,
yeah.
so better to ask for forgiveness now.
Okay. Well, anyway, I've got another story about meeting a preacher, too, but I'll save that for another day. I was totally impressed. And then I got to meet Robert face-to-face, and then the baseball, we should have won yesterday. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we should have. But it was an exciting weekend to be there, and I hated coming home. I just didn't want to leave.
What did
But
you
I couldn't find.
What did you think of Malik Hornsby on the other side, playing for the Red team?
Okay. Let me tell you about that. I thought Malik Hornsby did all right. I thought he did fine. I thought he did okay. Is he as good as KJ Jefferson? No. Can he be? Yes. KJ's going to have to. Here's another thing I liked about KJ. When he'd gather up, and they'd, talk about a player, get ready to go out there, he was always clapping his hands, I can see the leadership building in KJ. I can see it. Whether anybody else can or not, I can see it. And I told the coach that. I hung over when the two state troopers was walking. I was sitting down there by the band in the south end zone, and they were walking him out down, because he wasn't still a minute. And I hung over. It's a wonder I hadn't fell over and fell on top of him and killed him. But anyway, I told him, I said, KJ's the quarterback. And he just stuck his thumb up in the air, But anyway, I was thoroughly, I enjoyed every minute of it. It was cold, but that didn't hurt me. But what do y'all think about KJ?
I mean, I'm not going to say that he's going to be the best quarterback since Matt Jones, because that's a pretty disservice to Tyler Wilson, Ryan Mallett, even Brandon Allen. And I think that
I know I asked you a question. You're trying to answer it. Let me say what I mean. I'm not talking down Ryan Mallett and all these others, because I loved every one of them. Brandon, I loved them. I thought they were good quarterbacks. But Ryan Mallett couldn't run. He could throw, but he couldn't run. He couldn't scramble if people were after him. KJ can. Now go ahead.
So to your point, do you know what he finished as a passer on Saturday? Completion percentage? He was 6 for 11. That's always going to be his issue. Now, you can talk about Ryan's mobility, so we appreciate the call. That's always going – I said it's always going to be an issue. That's going to be an issue this season is accuracy, and you can belittle Ryan for not having the fleetest of feet, Tommy, but when it came to precision and accuracy – You ain't talking down on that. Now he occasionally
was one-dimensional, though. I mean, there was no real ability to extend the play or get you out of something when it broke down.
But are we really going to sit here on a Monday? I guess it is a hot take Monday, so you can say whatever you want. But I mean, you're not going to be the one that says that this is going to be the best quarterback. And to say that like Ryan and Tyler were better than Matt Jones, and I think the debate
Tyler was
is
an All-SEC quarterback.
The debate is more of
First
Brandon
team.
Allen, Matt Jones, but. Yeah. I mean,
I think Jefferson's got that potential. I'm not ready to claim that out of a practice. That can be framed and staged any way the coaches see fit.
Yeah,
so.
and if you want to come.
But I agree with Miss Lisa to the point that I think you found your quarterback and you've got a solid starter, and I think Malik Hornsby is clearly the number 2, and that gap, while there is still a gap, is not as wide as some people want to believe it is.
You can come from the versatility aspect since Matt Jones, but to kind of diminish what Brandon and Tyler and Ryan have done for the University of Arkansas football team, not going to go there just yet.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts.
It's time to say goodbye to contacts, glasses, or bifocals with LASIK or Clear Lens Exchange by Bold Vision in Northwest Arkansas. Mention ESPN for $500 off your LASIK or Clear Lens Exchange procedure. A quick 15-minute procedure, easy 24-hour recovery no matter your age. Freedom from contacts and glasses is an option for you. Bold Vision, the official eye care providers of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Go Hogs! Discount cannot be combined with other offers or discounts.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell at an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
There's an old saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Hi, this is Scott at Calico County. 2021 is here, and no doubt a lot has changed in the last year. But something that has stayed the same is Calico County's award-winning food. Great portions that are fresh and always cooked from scratch. Something that we have changed is improved curbside service for those of you that don't want to fight the crowds. And of course, we will never change those great cinnamon rolls that everyone loves. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, it's Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue, behind Randall Ford.
Frank Row Furniture is having an April Super Stimulus and Tax Refund Sale. Save hundreds of dollars. Sofas, loves, sectionals, and recliners, all made in the USA. Big savings for our finance customers and extremely large savings on cash sales. Family owned, in-store no credit check financing and service after the sale. Frank Row Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ramos Roofing is a local roofing company and have over 25 years of experience in the Oklahoma area. Are you looking for a residential or commercial roofing need? Ramos Roofing is the business you can trust, offering discounts for senior citizens, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. Ramos Roofing can help you with your insurance claim. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home. Call 479-420-9903. That's 479-420-9903 for Ramos Roofing.
What's cracking, Fort Smith? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. Winter's over and I'm feeling like a spring chicken. So if your old ride's a rotten egg, don't let it spoil your spring. This month you could get an excellent deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Each one handpicked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. I don't care if your old ride is fried, scrambled, or hard-boiled, because right now you could trade up when you trade it in, even if you're still making payments or you owe more than it's worth. My non-commissioned sales staff will help you trade in that bad egg and drive away sunny side up in a nicer, newer car for the same or possibly even lower monthly payment. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for spring in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC checks, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. So hop into spring in a nicer, newer car, but hurry, a deal this good will spoil fast. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2021.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
0-1. Hit high in the air to right field and sailing all the way back to the wall. Out of here.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Headlines coming up for you on the Morning Rush. We'll talk a little Arkansas spring game, a little baseball as well. 2 out of 3 wins you get against Texas A&M this weekend. Almost got the third yesterday, but came up just short.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. All the best brands at the best prices. Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, and Alliance. These are the best on the road, the best in the campground. They've got them right now, and peace of mind, too. You get a lifetime warranty when you purchase any of these great brands brand new, and they have a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV is the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
A lot of Razorback news incorporated with our headlines today. Nolan Richardson Drive was dedicated on the University of Arkansas campus over the weekend, where there's Mike Anderson, some former players, Kareem Reed, Corey Beck, a lot of people in attendance for that. This takes over for Leroy Pond. I didn't know the significance of Leroy Pond, did you? Until the story kind of came about over the weekend.
No, I really don't. I'll be honest with you, I don't.
So it was pretty cool. You should go find the article on.
And they moved the road dedicated to him out to the National Cemetery. I believe that's correct.
I think that's great. If you haven't read that story, there's a good piece on Whole Hog Sports. I would encourage you to do so. But what about the significance of having Nolan's name on the University of Arkansas campus, not only on the floor of Bud Walton Arena, but now on the road that people see when they go to Bud Walton or just around campus every single day?
Well, I think, and it's fitting because it's the road that divides the practice center and the arena. Mm-hmm. So absolutely, those are honors that are overdue, and I'm glad they're happening while Nolan is still here and able to share that with his friends and family. So I don't, naming the court, naming the road, there's probably some other things you could do to honor the coach that brought you a national title. So, and 3 Final Fours.
Jalen Tate officially announced over the weekend that he's moving on, and this was expected because Eric Musselman had said all 3 guys are going to move on from the program. The 3 guys I'm referring to are the grad transfers, him, Justin Smith, and Vance Jackson, but he did put out that message over the weekend, and nothing but the best of success to a guy that was pivotal in this run, who had some of the better quotes of this college basketball season came out of the veteran Jalen Tate.
So what do you think the future is for Jalen Tate?
Can I treetop and just say overseas? Yeah. That encompasses everything.
No, I think that's, what you're really saying is not NBA. When you say overseas, you're saying not NBA. And I hope he makes a bunch of money. I mean, you get to a point, though, you're tired of going to class, you're tired of the routine. He could have come back and helped this team. There's no question, but you're signing up for more than just playing basketball.
It's a long road, and the part that you're talking about, and it's just the grueling offseason these guys have to go to get to that point. And when you've done it, the number of times he's done it, no, I understand why he's not doing that. Now, I did see over the weekend that DePaul is losing Darius Hall. He's going to transfer to UCA. So, did you see that?
I did not see that.
Former Little Rock kid.
I saw something with Darius Hall and probably didn't pay enough attention. I saw Darius Hall in UCA. And I guess forgotten that he was at DePaul up in Chicago.
I did as well, but I did see that over the weekend. Also saw that
you scroll through Twitter and you see all these headlines. That was one I did not read the whole story.
Also saw that Bobby Petrino led Missouri State in their first year to a share of the MVFC. Any idea what that is?
Missouri Valley Conference.
Yeah. to that championship and the first FCS playoff appearance since, I believe, 1990.
Okay. And in a weird year where not everyone was playing, I mean, give them credit for getting it done. Kind of a weird season, too. They played some games in the fall. They played some games right now. So it was kind of a long, broken-up season for a lot of these FCS teams.
Did also see Quincy McAdoo had decommitted from Florida State this past week and is now committed to Arkansas. 4-star wide receiver out of Clarendon, and I know a lot of Arkansas fans are really happy to see him change his mind and look like he's heading to Fayetteville.
Clearly give Kenny Guyton credit for being involved in this because a change in wide receiver position coach, not that Justin Stepp wasn't a great recruiter and wasn't getting the job done, but whatever it is, Kenny Guyton was able to get one of the best recruits in this state. So
I saw also the Hogs club hockey team is in the semifinals and Final Four. So for those who don't know, the club sport that Arkansas competes in, talking about hockey, it's not the Frozen Four, big-time college. You're not playing Boston or some of those Northeastern schools that have dominant Minnesota, some of those dominant hockey programs. This is the club version. There's other club sports.
But they played Michigan, did they? Beat Michigan 2-1?
I believe that's correct.
To get to the semifinals, which you would think, and maybe Michigan has a club team and a regular team. I'm going to be honest. I don't know much about college hockey, but it is noteworthy. And I just kind of raised my eyebrows when you beat a team from the Big Ten up there in Michigan, who you would think would. I bet they have a regular team and then in the club team as well.
Have you ever been to a game in the Jones Center? Because I haven't. That's one of the things I probably need to at some point do. Because
Ruskin's a big hockey guy. He goes to some of these. He's been to several at the Jones Center. Yeah.
I'd like to.
Heard him talk about it.
I'd like to go at some point, but I did see that, and I thought that was kind of cool because I don't know how much success I can't go through a catalog of Arkansas club hockey and tell you what they've done over the years. I just know I hadn't heard the team making it that far before. Maybe it's the first time. Maybe I'm just unfamiliar with their statistics and success, but I did find that kind of interesting.
Do you ever forecast or foresee a day the Southeastern Conference would adopt hockey as a sport?
One of the concern people had is when they put the Predators in Nashville where they have success, and that is it's not a hockey town, it's a football town first because of the Titans, but in as big of a southern city as it is, you're curious if that would work. I mean, the Stars are huge in Dallas. The Preds are huge in Nashville. I'm trying to think of some other big-time southern cities that have hockey teams.
Atlanta.
I think what's Atlanta's hockey team's name?
Atlanta.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know it. I don't know it either.
Somebody will text it in.
I think winning helps any sport.
Right.
Like, I think Arkansas fans soccer's not popular necessarily in the South relative to other parts of this country, but I think if Arkansas got if the soccer team, the women's soccer team has had a high volume of success lately, people have gravitated towards that. So to your question about SEC and hockey, it'd be fun, and SEC fans care about pretty much anything in the competition.
We'll root for anything.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though, is Title IX will keep it from happening unless you had – now, you could have women's hockey perhaps, but I don't think that's going to go very far in the SEC. But a true supported sport that's now we got real teams in the SEC. Unfortunately, Title IX is probably going to keep that from occurring.
I'd watch it if that's the question you have.
I would. Well, we'd be forced to learn more about hockey, and I need to learn more about hockey. So,
coming up in 2 weeks, going to be Behind Enemy Lines. Bought tickets yesterday for the LSU game, $31. Which those aren't
per
bad.
game.
Yeah, per game.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all, and it helps Tommy that LSU is just doesn't look like they have. I don't know what they did this weekend. I probably need to check and see what the score was. But should I be concerned about the trip to Baton Rouge?
Well, let me just tell you, I don't know if it's South Carolina or if it's LSU. There's a weekend coming. Remember how Vanderbilt struggled with Georgia?
South Carolina's,
remember how that happened last weekend? There's going to be that weekend with Arkansas. We understand that, right? We're big boys here and understand that not every weekend you're going to win 2 out of 3 forever. And if you do, that might not be a great sign for postseason because you're just going to have a weekend where nothing clicks. Vanderbilt had one of those. You think Vanderbilt's no longer a good baseball team? Of course we don't think that. Arkansas's do one of the. I get worried because you're going on the road. They seem to forever play great at home, at least over the course of a series. I just worry about South Carolina and LSU, one of those 2 weekends. I don't know which one. Can't tell you why. But Arkansas is at a point where you're due a weekend where you don't win 2 or 3. You struggle to even win 1. That's coming at some point.
Can it be this weekend in Columbia rather
Well, I mean, I don't know when and where or how, but I'm just saying if it can happen to Vanderbilt, and this happens every year in baseball, and then people start losing their minds.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, well, maybe Arkansas had that when they lost to Louisiana Tech and Oklahoma and Alabama 3 in a row. Well, maybe that was their moment, but I think there's probably another moment where you're not very pleased with the performance of a weekend, and we just got to say, hey, wait a minute, that's baseball.
LSU dropped their series to South Carolina this weekend. They won the first game, and then they lost the next 2. Keith Wilson's actually making the trip, Tommy.
Yeah.
Owner CJ's up to Columbia, and he's going to Charleston. Now, I think I asked you this. Have you been to Charleston? Is that
Charleston, South Carolina?
Yes.
No. Been to Charleston, Arkansas many times.
I think that's the place.
Charleston, South Carolina, I have not. I've been to Myrtle Beach, and we drove through Columbia, South Carolina, on our way to a go. We stayed in Myrtle Beach, had a friend who had a condo there, stayed there, and then drove to the Masters once, about a 4-hour drive. And so I drove through Columbia, but never been there for an Arkansas game.
I'd like to go. By the way, Tommy, Weston Van Buren texted, and he says Atlanta's hockey team moved to Winnipeg in 2011.
All right.
I was unaware of that. I was completely
So it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, one too long ago.
We didn't claim to be hockey guys around here.
I haven't played street hockey. Did you ever play street hockey growing up as a kid? It's pretty fun, as long as you don't get hit too hard.
We played wiffle ball. I guess we played kickball at school because we played wiffle ball. We had a big cul-de-sac where we lived. That's what we played.
Mm-hmm. Spring game. Did you care who won? I don't even know I can't even remember what the score was.
30-20, wasn't it? Yeah.
Who won, red or white?
Red.
You had to look at it first. But
well, I knew it was 30-20. I get the teams confused because you try to remember, all right, the number 1 defense is with this team and the number 1 offense. That was the confusion. And it was mixed and matched a little bit. This was set up to come up with the outcome I think they ended up with. Too many turnovers, though, by the second team. You really had to pay close attention. It was hard if you were watching on TV to really pay attention to who was in with which team and note who was the starter. So that's one of those things you probably ought to go back and watch it again to really get a better grasp of personnel.
Pull it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened over the weekend. Baseball, too. I wonder if there would have been more. I think it was announced 18-5 is what's at the spring game. If Arkansas baseball wasn't playing against Texas A&M in Fayetteville, if that number would have busted 20,000.
I was kind of going back and forth. The baseball game, of course, you were using the Friday tickets for game 1, your Saturday tickets as one of the benefits of this electronic ticketing system. The crowd was a little light for baseball. I think there were people that were up the street. And then you could see in game 2, as people made their way down, in the 4 to 5 o'clock hour, they went to dinner. Clearly, you could see people went to dinner and then filtered into the baseball game for the second, third inning. So about 5:30, the crowd looked a lot bigger than first pitch in game 2 on Saturday.
Thank you again and appreciate Mrs. Maria Tabor for letting me have those tickets. We ended up, so I sat next with my brother and a few other buddies in that section, and we ended up sitting front row because my brother somehow, some way, ended up with, I think, Matt Goodhart's
players tickets,
yeah. And so we were just right behind the dugout, which was really cool. And I sat next to him. So Colin Smith's dad was behind us. Mm-hmm. The Ramages were right next to us, Cole Ramage's parents, and then the Whites, who I've told you this story before. I grew up with going to football games in Little Rock with John David, Zach, and the White family. And so I talked to David, and John David ended up coming to the game after, and he was really excited because they get the steak and shrimp dinner tonight, while the other team, what's the loser get again? I can't remember. So the winning
bologna
team,
sandwich is what it used to be. But.
Yeah, the winning team gets, and again, John David, they're hyped because they get the steak and shrimp dinner. It wasn't a bad meal for the losing team, but there was a stark difference between the two. So
that was the reward for winning.
And whenever food's a reward, you gotta take advantage of it, right?
Yeah. John David had 5 catches, 87 yards.
Touchdown.
He had a good scrimmage.
Nate Allen asked Sam Pittman about John David, and he really likes him. There's a really good piece of audio when and you can listen to it, hitthatline.com or our YouTube channel as well. Seems to like John David. I liked what I saw from Trey Knox as well during the spring game. He looked a little revitalized. Hopefully he'll continue on. But Arkansas's receiving corps, you think about hopefully when Devion Warren comes back from that ACL injury. We've talked about the duo of Mike Woods and Traylon Burks.
Stacked there.
That's an awesome one. John David as a walk-on looks like he's going to get some playing time. I'm excited about what Arkansas has with the wide receiver corps. And the question I'll pose at some point during the program is this is the best wide receiver duo between Mike Woods and Traylon Burks since who? And we'll answer that question at some point during the program because I think it's a good one to ask this morning.
Yep, and I think this is as deep as you've been probably in a decade as far as quality and numbers. You got 4 or 5 guys there, and you didn't even see Warren, like you said, that you can really count on.
I think you're excited about that, and I think Kenny Guiden, he walked into a very good situation as the Arkansas wide receiver coach. There's no question about it.
All right, those are your quick-hitting headlines. They're brought to you by Standard Materials Group. They have immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license with no automatic restriction, you want to be home every night, you want to work with a great company that offers great pay, benefits, a great team environment, hey, you need to apply today at Standard Materials Group online. You can do it at jobs.crh.com. Real simple, jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
So I got a text yesterday from Trey Biddy and Jason Carroll. And Jason told us during Trusting the Process, if you haven't listened to his or any one of the other Trusting the Process podcasts, it's a new podcast series I'm doing. I interview a different Arkansas sports media member every single week. They've been really good so far. Had Andrew Hutchinson of Hogbeat.com this past week. He had a really cool story, as everyone else has had to this point. Jason apparently has an infatuation with getting pedicures, either by himself or with his wife. And so I'd like to ask this morning at 877-377-6963, is it okay for a man to get a pedicure either by himself, with his wife, on a date or whatever? And if so, how many times do you get one? And I'll start with you this morning. I have personally never gotten one. Have you?
I've had one.
Just one.
Someone gave me and my wife a spa day.
Okay.
Valentine's or anniversary. I think it's an anniversary gift card or whatever. And we used that, and part of the deal was you got a pedicure. So I've had one. So what does that tell you about what I think about pedicures?
That it didn't seem...
Here's the thing I had to get used to.
Okay.
You go in there and the water, I mean, you sit in this special chair. Have you ever seen... where they do pedicures?
I've seen.
It's not like a shoe shine stand, but it's akin to it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then you put your feet in this tub that's at the bottom. And to me, they about burned my feet off. It felt like the water was 1,000, like is in lava. That took some getting used to. Once I got used to that, hey, someone massaging your feet and doing all that. But listen, I'm not a guy that cares about having pretty toenails. So, but it wasn't for me. Now,
pretty toenails.
Yeah, I'm not one of them guys, but I know for some guys, if you're diabetic, you got to take care of your feet. There's, my dad, he was diabetic, and he used to get them kind of on the regular.
So my dad's diabetic. What is that? And I'm
you got to
the
take
way
care
I
of your
eat.
feet.
What does that mean? Why is that? I legitimately
because
don't know.
If you get an infection, if you get something that happens with your feet, you're just not as likely to heal up.
Okay,
so,
like gout.
No, like an ingrown toenail could be a real problem for you.
Oh, okay. So I was not aware of that.
So
Jay in Cave Springs texting this morning says, yes, your feet will feel great. So here was my thought as a guy that's never done one before. And this is what Jason and Trey told me.
Can't believe a guy with your kind of hair hadn't had a pedicure, though. Anyway, carry on.
They said that it's flip-flop and sandal season. And I love my dad's sandals, especially when it gets into the summer months. And I have a lot of dead skin on the bottom of my feet because I'm not necessarily an outdoorsman, but I'll walk like outside barefoot, and what they call it, hobbit feet.
Yeah.
Because I just like from the movie and the book, because I'm just always walking around like that. So my thought was, you know what? Maybe one's not just an atrocious.
You need to go try it.
Atrocious idea. And I also thought it'd be fun for us to do the show in the midst of one.
Can't you see it smack down? They see his feet. They got to bring a belt sander in from the other room.
They're not.
Bring in that cord.
Get the grinder.
Bring in that 220 cord in here
Yeah.
so we can get this skin off.
I cut my toenails and fingernails pretty regularly, but the other aspects of my feet are not ideal. So, what have you gotten one?
No, but I'm not opposed to it.
You're not opposed to it.
No, I would. I've always joked that I never would, but
You like foot massages? You into that?
that's 99% of the reason why I haven't got it.
Lisa, Miss
don't like
Lisa,
those?
Miss
Well,
Lisa.
not that I'm against them. I'm ticklish.
Ah, well.
So I'm afraid, like, when I stick my feet in the hot water and then they start massaging, then I'm gonna like drop kick them in the chin or something.
I have not gotten one. Do you have to give them, or do you receive them from
No,
Mrs. Laura?
Neither. She doesn't like her feet to be messed with. She's like SmackDown. She don't want them feet messed with. Leave them alone. And she's not a pedicure. She doesn't mind getting manicure, getting her fingernails done, but she's not into the pedicures either.
I was ticked on.
She'll do it about once a year, but she's not into
By the way, good choice on music. This is nice.
Yeah, it's a little soothing this morning.
Great.
I was very
I know, right?
I was irritated on Sunday morning when I woke up, speaking of feet, and my brother's fat feet were just right in my face.
There you go.
Me, him, and another guy were sleeping on Buddy's couch in Northwest Arkansas.
Why was his feet in his face?
Because the angle of the couch was that way.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm following now. Okay.
And I was not happy about that. We've got a couple other texts in here. Corin Rogers is on the opposite side. Y'all, he says, for me, nope and never. Is it one of those things that, well, you've done it, you haven't seemed to gone back since?
No.
I wonder if,
It wasn't for me.
the guys are adamant against it, then they get the one and they secretly go.
Listen, I don't think you're less of a man if you get a pedicure.
No.
It's just not for me.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Reagan Rogers texts and he says, heck yes, my wife texts me every year on my birthday.
About the birthday present.
It's like having a new pair of feet and legs. I would go every couple of months if I had the time. Nothing?
I mean, listen, I can see why you would enjoy that if that's your thing. It's just, it wasn't for me. Maybe it's one of those things like, anyone that says they enjoyed their first beer is lying.
Oh, it was gross.
Yeah. So maybe your first pedicure, it's kind of like beer. You got to get it. There's an
used to it.
acquired taste for it. Maybe you need to.
So maybe you need to go back a second time.
Try 2 or 3 different pedicurologists. I don't even know what you call them.
Maybe you just need to let Ty give you a pedicure.
I don't think I want.
What's
that
the device they used to sell on TV? I haven't seen it in a while, but you swipe it up on down your feet. It's like, is it called a pedi? It's called something. It was something specific.
Yeah.
And I can't think of what it is. I will say on the note of beer, I think the Razorback Bud Lights just taste better than normal Bud Lights, and I don't know why that is. I will say they cut off. So I get there after we do the show at Sassy's. They cut off beer in the 6th inning, so I can or 7th. It was
at the ballpark.
Yeah, at the ballpark. So I literally got there. They only let you get 2.
Yeah.
Which is
how many should you be able to get?
As many as I want.
You only got 2 hands.
Can't you just carry them like this? Or there's pockets in the jacket.
Don't need to talk to me about money then. I mean, if you can carry 8 or 10 beers at a ballpark, that's $100.
I mean, I'm just trying to do that, and then it's like,
$100.
no, it's a 2 limit, and then next inning they cut you off.
But because people get more than 2 and they act like fools,
That's what an Uber or Lyft is for. You don't drive after that, of course not. But that was a little irritating. So haven't had one, want to get one. Had one, not want to get one. I want to do one, but I don't know. The occasion.
I'm confused now.
On the pedicures.
Talking about pedicures.
I've had plenty of Bud Lights.
I was going to say we're done drinking. We're done drinking.
I
now.
guess so. Yeah. Anyway.
I was going to say, when are we going to go out and have a good drinking time? I had people asking me this weekend, do you drink?
I don't run with amateurs. So.
There you go. There you go.
I only hang out with the pros.
Okay.
When it comes to that, so.
I'm a little, this you'll find this funny.
You'll find this in 20 years. You'll understand this. Those kind of nights are harder to. You don't bounce back as fast when you get to my age.
I'm lucky at this point in my life.
Tie them on as often.
Knock on wood. 26 years old. I don't get hungover, but
it's not even that so much. You just feel like just feel off for a day or 2.
Well, that's why we just schedule. We'll plan out a weekend or something in the summer at some point and do that. I will say, my brother did ask me a funny question over the weekend. He said, do you ever work? It feels like you're always on vacation, man.
You?
My brother said that.
About you?
About you.
About me?
Because you were gone, was it Thursday? And I was like, it was for his honeymoon. He was like, oh. So.
Well, it wasn't my honeymoon, but.
What was it?
We've been married a little while.
A little while longer.
Yeah.
What was it? Just another trip?
Just get out of town.
All right, hour number 2 on the way. Hot Take Monday.
Burton Pools and Spas has the perfect solution for buying a pool without breaking the bank. Enjoy quality family time this summer while keeping cool when the temperatures get hot with a semi-in-ground pool. 15-foot pools start at just $99.97 at Burton Pools and Spas. Enjoy your semi-in-ground pool this year from Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah, figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
That's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control,
and comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N5-321.
Wheels RV in Springdale wants you to seek out all the Natural State has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service.
Dandy white perch, big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Tired of loud mowers and blowers, not to mention trips to the gas station? Skip the noise, fuss, and fumes with the #1 rated battery-powered outdoor equipment from Ego. On sale now at your local Yeager's Ace Hardware. Use your Ace Rewards card and save on Ego tools like the 56-volt handheld blower, just $159.99, or the string trimmer, just $199.99. Even the Ego self-propelled mower with a 60-minute runtime is on sale for $499.99. See more details and spring savings at YeagersHardware.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtech Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtech prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtech Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtech Technology without the headache.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Kohler and Green Insurance today in Fort Smith at 484-9888 and Kohler and Green Insurance in Van Buren at 474-9888.
It's spring cleaning sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save up to 75% off on selected clothing items. Summer and winter clothing for men, women, and children. Look for the orange clearance stickers with racks lined with savings. Footwear and archery items are included in the big spring clearance sale, going on now until it's gone. The boss says let's clear the racks during the spring cleaning sale at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunny sky today, our high this afternoon into the lower 70s, mainly clear sky tonight, low to mid 40s. We have a chance of seeing some showers on Tuesday. Our high Tuesday will be into the low 60s north, low 70s south, sunny and cooler midweek. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Put down the bug spray and pick up the phone before you head outside this summer. Call Mosquito Joe to keep your yard mosquito-free. Call 479-202-9960 or visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
KJ couldn't have had a better start. Did some really nice things there. I think he's certainly maturing, and he's got command of the team. His teammates believe in him, and you have to earn that at quarterback. He certainly has. I just think when we're able to run him, I think he's going to become a very, very, very good quarterback for us. Right now, obviously, with tagging off and those things like that, because of that situation, he became a better thrower this spring.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You are causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd! The Morning Rush starts right now.
It's hour number 2 of The Morning Rush on a Hot Take Monday, whether it's the spring game, Arkansas series win over Texas A&M, talking about Mike Woods, Traylon Burks being the best Arkansas wide receiver duo since fill in the blank, or good question posed by Mike Farrell of Rivals. Is this team going to be better than it was this past year for Arkansas football? A lot of conversation this morning and a lot more coming up.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. All the best brands like Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, Alliance, they have them all. And they give you a lifetime warranty to give you the peace of mind you're looking for, and a mobile service shuttle that they'll use to keep you camping no matter where you're at. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Got some calls in this morning. We'll start with General Ben on Saline County, who's got a remark about keeping up the coaches on the Hill. General Ben, what's up, buddy?
Yes, sir. Here's my hot take, and you said it, the coaches on the Hill, and that not just the coaches on the Hill, but the administration, whoever all it is that has to say yes to the amount of settlement, in the contract that pays our basketball coach getting $4 million a year. Is that correct, sir?
Correct.
Okay, and I imagine we're paying our number one team in the country baseball coach a good fair amount as far as the coaches in the NCAA and baseball, aren't we?
Yes. I mean,
His
to my Dave Van Horn's salary?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
it's
more than ours.
It's very nationally competitive, top 5 type salary. Yeah.
Okay. And I believe our football coach, whenever he deserves it, I believe that he'll get his. And I feel, and I'm just saying, there was a time when I didn't feel like that we were one of the programs that would be willing to give enough to get a good coach or one of the best coaches in those, in the major sports and keep them. But I had said that when we offered Gus Malzahn $50 million or whatever, I said, well, we have reached that plateau. We are up there with the big boys now when we were willing to offer him that gigantic thing. And Auburn said, yeah, we'll match Arkansas if you just stay here, and he did. But anyway, and now I'm just glad to see that in that area that we are up there with the big boys, because that's the only way you make it to the Final Fours in football and basketball and, to the World Series every year in baseball, is when you pay your coaches the salaries that, they deserve. And it's hard to say this, but the assistant coaches too, those ones that, you hear making it to the Final Fours and the World Series and all like that, have really good, well-paid assistant coaches also. So y'all agree with that?
And to your point, yes, you're correct. And to your
Thanks
point,
for calling, gentlemen.
Arkansas was willing for the first time ever to go as deep and as far as they went on a coordinator in football. Barry Odom making nearly $1.8 million, $1.75 million. Arkansas's never went that long, and Arkansas has two coordinators, an offense and defense coordinator, both making seven figures. That's just life in the SEC now. And you never thought. I agree with you, Big Gentle Ben. 10 years ago, you never thought you'd see the day Arkansas until things dramatically changed financially. But certainly in the midst of a pandemic, when things financially are uncertain, they're paying both coordinators over $1 million right now, and one nearly $2 million.
Everyone in you listening to the program know that Arkansas is a one-trick pony. Not talking about the school, but the state. When things are good for football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, gymnastics, coaches get paid because people start watching and listening and talking, and that leads to revenue across the sponsors and just leads to the branding of that said program. All right, next caller this morning goes out to London, Arkansas, where JW has a question about pedicures. And go ahead, JW.
About pedicures. I haven't had one since before the pandemic hit, but that's been way too long. If you ever decide to do it, and I highly recommend it, I have type 2 diabetes, so it's something I take real good care of my feet. But once you ever decide to do it, you will do it again, I promise you. And here's the thing that's important. All pedicurists aren't the same. So if you happen to go someplace and you get a good pedicure, tip really well that first time. I mean, really well. And make sure you find out her name so you can ask for her the next time you go there. After you leave the place, you may be in there kind of drudging, your feet hurt, you're tired. When you leave there, you feel like going out kung fu fighting. That's how good you feel. Anyway, love your show, y'all.
I hope that the lady or male that would be touching my feet would not be throwing up / disgusted. They probably will be, so it might be a good idea to wash my feet.
Just wash them feet.
I think at some point I am gonna just schedule one. I don't know what's more important, me scheduling a pedicure or me scheduling my lessons with Matt Downtown Brown to get this golf swing at least some. I don't know what the ceiling is for my golf game. Potentially.
Well, your first goal is to break 100.
Okay. I've done that before. Not often.
We're on 18 holes, not 9.
I've done that before as well.
Well, I bet if we were keeping score correctly, it might be a little more of a challenge.
Legitimately, I've broken 100 before. Plus, you don't have any reason to talk. You've never seen me play.
Well, I've heard your stories, and your stories do not sound like anyone breaking 100 and following the rules of golf.
All you ever hear on this mic is honesty, and I'm bad at golf.
That's the first lie in this hour. There's 4 lies in the last hour. Now we're lie number 1 at 7:07. So your goal should be to break 100, then to break 90, then you break 80, and then
I've never broken 90.
I've never broken. I've shot 70 twice, and it's been many years ago, but I never could break 70.
That would be. That's something I'll just never be able to achieve. My late grandpa, Papa, he had 5 hole-in-ones over the course of his career. I would like to, at some point, get a hole-in-one. It was like the question we asked last week. If you had an opportunity at $1 million or the opposite end of that was 6 months in jail, would you try a 140 par 3 in 5 hours where you had as many shots to do that?
No, I mean, you may a pro could stand out there for 5 hours and not make a hole in one. Yeah.
So golf's got to improve. We got some times opening a little bit with no Arkansas basketball, and it's just Arkansas baseball from here on out. Our schedules open up a little bit, but we should at some point, once I get my lessons in, we should go play at some point.
Well,
you're buying,
practice.
Of course.
You got to practice, too. I mean, you get lessons. It's great to get lessons, but then you got to go practice.
Go out to the range a little bit.
Go to the putting green, too.
I can putt okay. Like, that's not the worst part of my game. It's my approach shots are abysmal.
So that the short game is where it's at. So short game is where you save the strokes. Drive for show, putt for dough. There you go.
Yeah. So some Arkansas baseball headed your way, Arkansas football as well. What was your reaction to the spring game? What you like, what you not like? And there was a good question posed by Mike Farrell of Rivals.com that we're going to get to at some point during the program. Fact or fiction? Arkansas will build on last year's surprising success. Momentum is a great term often used with sports teams. Is Arkansas going to be able to capitalize on the momentum? Now, I know they ended the season last year with some tough losses, but there seems to be some momentum, not just with this upcoming recruiting class, the way that things have been trending in the right direction. Is Arkansas going to be able to capitalize on that said momentum? More of the Morning Rush headed your way. Hot Take Monday.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot. Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
At any of the Clay Maxey companies, it's just an easy, customer-centered experience. We wanted to make it a one-stop shop, so we added Kawasaki and Can-Am and Hustler and Worldline. It's really been a nice add for us. We provide full service. We're doing pickup and delivery. We were able to add the Vexus line, which is a premier bass boat line. We want to make it easy. We want you to visit us at any of the Clay Maxey companies. Clay Maxey Ford and Harrison, Berryville, Motorsports, Marine, or Clay Maxey NWA.
Hey, Grounds Guys.
Hey, what?
Can you clean up my yard?
You betcha. That's what the Grounds Guys are here for. Grounds Guys will clean up any of that lingering winter debris like leaves and branches, prep your lawn for spring, and give your flower beds a fresh new look. The Grounds Guys is your one-stop shop for all your lawn care needs in Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-GUYS. Or visit groundsguys.com. The Grounds Guys. Leave the yard work to us.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts. So whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender. Whether it's a game day, a holiday, office function, or your family lunch or dinner, Whole Hog Cafe Fort Smith is ready to serve you their award-winning barbecue and sides. Dine in or call either of the Whole Hog Fort Smith locations, Borough Road or Phoenix Avenue, or go online to wholehogfortsmith.com and check out their buddy packs and party packs. Both Whole Hog locations are currently open 11 till 6, Tuesday through Saturday. Experience award-winning barbecue and sides at Whole Hog Cafe today.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Buddy said, man, you gotta call AshleyAir.com.
Spring has sprung and the summer heat will be here soon. Now is a great time to upgrade your air conditioning system. From now until the end of May, Carrier's Cool Cash rebates will save you up to $1,500 on a new heating and cooling system. Schedule your free estimate today at AshleyAir.com.
When your air conditioner breaks, you know who to call. There's only one choice. AshleyAir.com.
Come try out the new Cooper Radex Woods and Irons or the tailor-made Sim2 Woods and Irons at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Spend some time on the putting green and try out a great selection of Scotty Cameron putters. In stock now, tailor-made TP5s or the Callaway Super Soft golf balls. Need a push cart? Choose from Sun Mountain, Rovic, or Click Gear. As always, don't forget to check Facebook for daily specials. The best place for all your golfing needs. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Launched by Wallace into left field, back to the wall, and it is into the bullpen. Caden Wallace gives Arkansas the lead with his 7th home run.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from Tuning.
Got some headlines we're going to get to before we talk with Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at Razorback Camper Sales. Spring camping season, it's almost here, and they are ready for you with fifth wheels, pop-ups, and travel trailers. Plus, they're always going to offer full prep and setup at no extra cost, so you can start leaving the lot and camping immediately. You'll have access to the best parts and service department in the state at Razorback Camper Sales. They've been in business for over 50 years. Come see why our customers are so happy in Hot Springs at Razorback Camper Sales, or you can always check them out online at RazorbackCamperSales.com. So Nolan Richardson Drive, Tommy, dedicated on the University of Arkansas campus, taking over where Leroy Pond is, and you made the point earlier in the program, it's significant because that's the dividing street between the new, it's not, what's the practice facility called? I know it's Eddie Sutton Court inside the practice facility. What's that court or the facility called?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm drawing a blank on it. As
Basketball Practice Performance Center, or something like that.
Something. I didn't know if there was a name.
I'll take my best guess at it, but yeah.
When in doubt, say Jerry Jones something, or Gene. Well, is it Gene and Miss Gene and Jerry Jones something? So
the Basketball Performance Center, or something along those lines.
So that's going to be on the University of Arkansas. It's already up this campus. Right. They did it this weekend. They unveiled that. Arkansas basketball news as well. Jalen Tate officially announces he's moving on. This was coming. It just became official when he put that on social over the weekend.
Maybe surprising that it didn't happen sooner. I don't know if he was waiting for the moment to make the announcement or whether there was some consternation and some thought about maybe coming back for a year. But, Coach Musselman had said a couple of weeks ago that the three graduate transfer seniors would be moving on, Justin Smith, Vance Jackson, and Tate. So, as you said, no surprise here. Just maybe a little – you wonder what what took him 10 or so days to do it. So
y'all almost are at a point now where you have to announce what you're doing because there's so much speculation. They probably get asked so many questions, so I can imagine that being the case.
I never thought anything different was going to happen.
No, that's what Muss told us in the press conference in the end of the season, that the three guys, Vance Jackson, Justin Smith, Jalen Tate, were all going to move on exactly how it happened. Other news, we'll switch over to football. Arkansas got a commitment from Quincy McAdoo out of Clarendon, and big-time pickup for Sam Pittman and Kenny Guyton, Tommy.
Well, when he decommitted from Florida State end of last week, you didn't know if he was truly opening up his clearly he was just opening it up, give it a day or two to breathe to commit to Arkansas. So when he reopened it, it was purely to become a Razorback. So, and I saw where he put something on Twitter about the love of the Razorback fans since he had made that commitment. So, this is one of those in-state talents you can't let get out. Kenny Guyton clearly got the job done here to bring him home.
And I wonder how, like, you think about this 2022, we keep coming back to the basketball class, but this is a really talented in-state football class that I think people should be excited about, that Sam Pittman has gotten some commits.
I saw a national article where there were some projections that if things fell right, this could maybe be a top 10 class next year.
They'd have to fall really right. That
was one of the things that if with McAdoo coming in and then a few other things had to fall into place, that you could reach top 10 status with that.
They'd have to get that,
which would get you 8th in the SEC.
What's that? A Gentry Williams kid,
10th in the country, 8th in the league.
That would have to be. They'd have to get Gentry Williams out of Booker T. Washington and Oklahoma. In order for that to happen, they'd have to really fall right. But that would be here's the question I have before we get to Tom. Like, Broyles used to get top 10 classes, but they didn't really start honing in on recruiting rankings until late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
That didn't become an actual.
You didn't have the scholarship limitations in Broyles' heyday. I mean, they would have, what was it? Jerry Jones' famous story. He was on the Powder Blues. He was the 9th team or whatever. I mean, they just get them all just to keep their competition from getting someone. Bama was certainly famous for that. So when you didn't have scholarship limitations, kind of hard to rank classes the way they do now.
Let's welcome in our guy, Tom Murphy, into the program this morning to talk all things Razorback sports. Tom, we'll start with the spring game, and the quarterback is always going to be the main topic of discussion. What did you think of KJ Jefferson and Malik Hornsby's performance on Saturday?
Yeah, good morning, guys. And I was hearing y'all talk right there. Tommy said Alabama was famous for it. I would say Alabama was notorious for
wrote the book
dashing away talent on their roster. Yeah. And Arkansas did the same thing. But I guess everybody did. But, I just thought that I asked Sam Pittman afterwards, hey, did Barry have free reign? Barry owed him to run blitzes and stuff. And he goes, no, I think he had 4 calls. So they were going against a more generic defense, which, opened some things up. But look, guys that were open early in the game, KJ Jefferson hit him right in the perfect spot. I thought he did well. Sam Pittman was very complimentary of how both of those guys operated. It was a confidence-building deal in front of a lot of people, in my view.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Malik Hornsby threw into coverage. He threw one in the end zone where the guy was covered and there was a defender behind that. So Malik has got to see those types of things. He also threw into coverage a couple more times, which if you're playing in an SEC game, some of those are picks. And they didn't have any interceptions. But just, pretty well. And you got to see a little bit. Hornsby's got some wheels on him. So that's the package when it comes to Malik Hornsby. He's got to develop as a passer, and he's already a faster than normal quarterback. So you just have to keep bringing them along. The good thing for Razorback fans is that they've seen a complete game when he was the man. It wasn't against a great defense against Missouri, but KJ Jefferson not only competed in that game and threw 3 touchdowns, the best part was when they got the ball back with a minute something left, he directed a pressure-filled touchdown drive that wound up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So I just think KJ during the summer just needs to continue to, find that rhythm and that, mode with his receivers of what they're going to do, when they see certain coverages, and just work that throughout the summer.
Tom, one of the things that Sam Pittman touched on after the game was the command, the leadership that KJ was displaying not only during the spring game but all offseason long. And I noticed it after the opening touchdown he threw to Mike Woods, where he congratulated the entire first team and how they orchestrated that drive. From what you've picked up on, how much of a command does he seem to have with not just the first team offense but the football team overall?
Well, everyone that we've talked to on the Zooms, and I'm pretty sure every offensive guy from Traylon Smith to, Traylon Burks, Trey Knox, the linemen like Wagner and Myron Cunningham, everyone that we have talked to during the spring has said that KJ, from the moment winter conditioning started, he went in like a leader, like it's time for me to take over this offense, and he's shown that. I think Malik has some room to grow. And right now he feels probably like an understudy to KJ. But that's a good sign for KJ Jefferson to take a locker room and say, guys, let's go do this, and go out there and produce. He's going to have his ups and downs next season. We know that. But they have to have quarterbacks ready. I mean, one of Clay Henry's lines of questioning after the game was, when your quarterbacks run as much as you plan to, your backups have got to be ready to go, because they're going to get dinged. They might get hit on the thigh. It's not going to knock them out for the game, but it might knock them out for a series. So they got to have guys ready to go. But I think that I don't think anybody's just pulling our leg on this. I believe that the locker room is truly behind KJ, and that he's showing premier leadership skills.
What were your thoughts on the battle at the offensive line? Pad level, penetration. There were 3 sacks by the Red defense in the game. That's really a hard stat when you're not tackling to the ground with a quarterback. And I thought there were also some plays where you could have whistled them dead. What were your overall impressions, Tom, of who won the battle at the line of scrimmage on Saturday?
Yeah, pretty even, I think. Again, they weren't bringing extra linebackers or the safeties or anything that could confuse blocking schemes or make guys have to go off their man and pick up a blitzer. But I just feel like the goal in spring was for that O-line to get bigger and more physical. Same with the defensive line. The last Zoom we had with Sam Pittman on Wednesday of last week, he said he feels really good about the D-line. They come a long way. He thinks they're going to be able to get pressure without bringing extra guys. So if he's saying that, and he's usually shot very straight with us on those things. When the quarterbacks were holding on to the ball for too long in the first couple scrimmages, he said that. But I think it was pretty much a standoff. I think we're talking about a veteran line, and they need to be good. They need to be able to run the ball on 3rd and 3s. And so the truth is going to be in the pudding when we get into some games next year, how much those guys can move defensive lines or wall them off, do the things they're supposed to do, and lead to good decisions in the read option offense that they run.
Yeah. And being able to do those things in this offense at a fast pace. Clearly, Kendall Briles is trying to rev up the tempo of the offense. Tom, what were your impressions on the pace and the tempo of KJ Jefferson and the white team offense, the number ones, and how they were able to get into and out of plays and the gap in between plays? What were your impressions on the tempo you saw on Saturday?
Yeah, you asked me that on Thursday. I'm like, well, they'll try to go fast, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking it's a spring game. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's some communications issues in a spring game and all. No, they were fast. Mm-hmm. There's a rhythm to covering a game, and I write down on my play-by-play, who ran it. Did he run it left tackle? Did he get around the end? All those things, and I have a rhythm, and I write it down. And when I look up, it's generally, getting close to the snap. Well, a lot of times the other day, I saw out of the corner of my eyes the play was already being snapped when I was finishing writing my play-by-play. That means they're going fast.
Yeah.
There's been times in the past, when you're 3, 4, 5 years ago, if you're covering Auburn, that was the thing. You're writing your play-by-play, you look up, they're already snapping the ball. frustrating to me, but that's the modern offenses. And I thought they did a great job with their communication. And on one side of the ball, it was I'm pretty sure Kenny Guyton was signaling in the plays for I think the red team, and Kendall was on the other side of the field. So I think he was calling the plays, and then Guyton was signaling them in. So that's another layer of communication, and I thought they handled it very well.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, baseball-wise, we talked a lot of football to this point. What did you think of how the series played out against Texas A&M? You almost got a series sweep, but came up just short on Sunday. I know you're more focused on football on Saturday, but just some takes from what you saw, the glimpses, and maybe a little bit from the baseball series this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, clear. I was paying attention, and after the blowout game, you have to give A&M credit. They fought them the next two games, and there was a part of me that thought, wow, on that game that Arkansas led 1-0 for so long, when A&M tied them up, I'm like, wow, Arkansas could, outscore A&M like 14-2 in a doubleheader and split the doubleheader, which would have been very disheartening. But they found a way. And then with yesterday's game, after it was 10-4 and it looked kind of lost, they come back and really make a game of it. And those guys are conditioned to think they're going to go out and win the game. And they had two chances against the right-handed reliever in the eighth. I think that's when things slipped. Now, he walked two guys to open the ninth, and at that point the Razorbacks feel like, okay, we're going to win this game now. When they bunted him over, and you have to give A&M credit. They brought in their ace reliever, and that left-hander got guys to go fishing out of the zone on sliders or whatever he calls his breaking pitch, and he got two big strikeouts. So, it could have been a sweep, and then Arkansas would have been a game ahead of Vanderbilt for the overall SEC lead. Hard to complain. I'm sure they'll be number one unanimous in the country again this week because Vanderbilt lost to Tennessee one game. But they just keep plugging along, winning series. That's 11 series in a row, y'all, that they've won dating back to the A&M at the end of 2019, and very commendable.
We watched Vanderbilt struggle with Georgia a couple of weekends ago. And you just wonder, is there a moment like that for this team coming, or did they have that with La Tech, Oklahoma, and Bama in that three-game stretch? I was talking with Ty earlier in the show that there's going to be a weekend where it's like Vanderbilt and Georgia, where you're the better team and you're going to have the better season, but it's not going to click one weekend. It's not going to come together. Do you worry about that? Do you think about that at all, Tom? But that will be one of these weekends, maybe one of these two road trips to South Carolina or LSU that are coming up.
Yeah, you think about it, but not worry. I mean, you don't want to go somewhere and get swept. And they still have work to do on their starting pitching. I mean, this is Lockhart yesterday. I don't know how many in a row now where he hasn't, I don't think, gotten out of the fourth inning. So there's some concern there. But we know the team can hit. We know that Christian Franklin, even though he went 0 for against A&M, that he's going to hit or find his stride. And but yeah, I would say that between the South Carolina series coming up and LSU to follow that if they're going to lose a series, those two are very strong possibilities. And Florida at the end of the year, who knows? They might be heating up. They haven't been super consistent this year, but there are some series down the stretch here that the Razorbacks might lose 2 out of 3, and but I have a feeling that their body of work right now, if they win all but one series the rest of the season, or maybe even 2, they're almost a lock for getting one of those regional bids and very likely super regional. So that's what they're playing for. You just don't want to fall into any kind of tailspin.
I guess my point, it's baseball, and these things are going to happen even to the best teams in the country. And people shouldn't jump off a cliff or run off the edge here when they have one of these weekends, and I project one of those is coming because it's baseball, and that's what happens.
That's right. And, it happened to Vanderbilt that looked just so invincible with the two guys at the top of their rotation, Rocker and Leiter, and they lost the series at home to Georgia.
And they'll be just fine. And Vanderbilt will be just fine when June rolls around.
That's right. But here's the thing. If you're a baseball fan and you do lose a series, then you're looking at all the things that happen. We didn't hit with runners in scoring position. all our starters didn't get out of the fourth inning. And you have concern about those things. But big picture, Arkansas is in good shape. I think that they're, in line to get that regional host, super regional host, and just need to find a way to get. And hey, by the way, Peyton Follett, kudos to him, great job in his start. So that's something to build on. And Wicklander, 4 2/3, and it was 5-0 in a shutout game, and he comes out. So the first two starters did a good job.
Tom, appreciate it as always, buddy. We'll do it on Thursday, okay?
Sounds great. See y'all then. Bye.
All right, Tom Murphy with us. Hot Take Monday, brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 on 549 in Springdale. Enjoy the peace of mind when you shop at Wheels RV. They have a lifetime warranty on every new RV, and they have a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 on 549 in Springdale.
Asking the question coming up that we'll answer, best wide receiver duo on Arkansas since who? And I'm referring to Treylon Burks, and I'm referring to Mike Woods. Who are the best wide receiver duos that you can compare them to? We'll get to that conversation coming up. What else stood out to you during the spring game? And we talked about quarterbacks to this point. And I asked the question heading in to Saturday's game, or practice, whatever you want to call it. Would anything on display Saturday push people over the edge to buy season tickets? Did this game help or hurt Arkansas, the Razorback Foundation, the athletic department, selling season tickets, or did it have any effect whatsoever?
I think there's clearly some excitement. There's nearly 20,000 there, still socially distanced, and all the hoops you had to go through to participate and be a part of this as a fan. You still had to wear a mask. You still had to go through all the protocols to participate in there. Still, and it's hard to tell watching on the television broadcast because everybody was so scattered out, and you can see the university did a good job on that. To me, that tells you there's a level of excitement when you have nearly 20,000, 18,700 or whatever it was they announced. That tells you there's a level of excitement in this state for Razorback football. I don't know that this helped and that the phone lines are burning up this morning. I don't think anyone looked at this and said, you know what, that deadline of April 23rd is coming, and I'm not doing anything with tickets. I think this only could have helped, but I don't think it's burning up the phone lines down at the ticket office.
What are the deadlines for
April 23rd is the renewal deadline.
Okay.
The thing you need, as you said, you need all those folks to renew because that number's been too low as it is. And then you need to bring a whole lot of other people into the flock here when it comes to buying season tickets.
So what can this football program and this athletic department do in the meantime? I mean, winning will do that. They beat Texas. You're going to not single game. All that stuff's going to go up. But in the offseason, as we continue to progress towards the start of football at the beginning of September, what can Hunter Yurachek, Scott Verity, all those guys and gals down there, what can they do outside of
market this team, market them, turn KJ Jefferson, Treylon Burks, and Jalen Catalon into stars. That's what you need.
Two of those
you need
three guys are stars. But
well, they're stars in our state. You need to make them more household names. They are to me and you, but we follow every crumb and detail of the program. Not everybody in the state does. You need to make those three guys household names in our state.
And when you think about when you're going to see these All-American lists pop up, and we'll talk with Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, about it tomorrow, who, as he's told us many times, is part of the Football Writers Association All-American Committee.
Yes, he is.
Take a drink every time he says that. But he's right on the money when he says that those two guys are going to they're going to be on the list. Jalen Catalon's going to be on the list, and Treylon Burks is going to be on the list. The question now becomes, and Miss Lisa called in earlier, and many of you have this same thing popping up your head, can KJ Jefferson be a part of that elusive category? Now, he's not going to be an All-American after this year, but can you get him in that second tier? Can you get him where there's a lot of buzz? Oh, this might be one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. Can KJ Jefferson become that all-SEC type of quarterback? Because if that ends up being the case, you're in for a whale of a football season.
Colin Greenwood says announced full attendance, that they're going to open the facility back up for every seat for this fall. I think that would certainly bring some people back in as well. So it will be interesting to see what their policies and procedures are going to be for fall. And I think some people are waiting out to see what happens.
Bama had 47,000 at their spring game.
All right, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number at Gaston's. If you're planning your spring trip or your summer trip or that trip right before school gets out, now's the time to call Gaston's, book one of their lodges or cabins. One of the things I love about the guided fishing trips, they have top water boats. That's top brand, the best river boat you can find. So when you go to Gaston's, it's not some beat-up old boat that's been around for 50 years. Great brand-new motors and very comfortable chairs inside those topwater boats. It is a delight to fish at Gaston's. One of the many things that you'll find that's first class at Gaston's White River Resort. And, oh, by the way, while you're there or just if you're in the neighborhood, stop in and have breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Gaston's overlooking the White River. It will never disappoint you. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts. So whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
Wheels RV in Springdale wants you to seek out all the Natural State has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. 5 miles west of I-49, exit 72. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Tired of loud mowers and blowers, not to mention trips to the gas station? Skip the noise, fuss, and fumes with the #1 rated battery-powered outdoor equipment from Ego. On sale now at your local Yeager's Ace Hardware. Use your Ace Rewards card and save on Ego tools like the 56-volt handheld blower, just $159.99, or the string trimmer, just $199.99. Even the Ego self-propelled mower with a 60-minute runtime is on sale for $499.99. See more details and spring savings at YeagersHardware.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Ramos Roofing is a local roofing company and have over 25 years of experience in the Oklahoma area. Are you looking for a residential or commercial roofing need? Ramos Roofing is the business you can trust, offering discounts for senior citizens, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. Ramos Roofing can help you with your insurance claim. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home. Call 479-420-9903. That's 479-420-9903 for Ramos Roofing.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
Loading the kids in the car,
brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Call Kohler and Green Insurance today in Fort Smith at 484-9888 and Kohler and Green Insurance in Van Buren at 474-9888.
It's spring cleaning sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save up to 75% off on selected clothing items. Summer and winter clothing for men, women, and children. Look for the orange clearance stickers with racks lined with savings. Footwear and archery items are included in the big spring clearance sale, going on now until it's gone. The boss says let's clear the racks during the spring cleaning sale at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Game Time Energy, lifetime experience. Learn more about Buffalo Wild Wings and why it's a great place to work. Apply today at workthe4wings.com. You'll be working with the hottest brand around and having tons of fun doing it. Welcome to the big time.
Join the winning team at Buffalo Wild Wings. We are hiring. Apply now at workthe4wings.com. Competitive pay, team member discounts, flexible schedule, insurance options, incentive contests, and much more. Work where every day is game day. Roar!
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
First base line's open. The pitch is ripped deep to left field by Webb, and it's way out of here. Braden Webb hits his third home run of the season.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
Back here on the Morning Rush, Mike Woods, Traylon Burks, combined, duo-wise, Arkansas football. Where do those two rank? Where are they the best since who? Who do they remind you of as a tandem? We'll get to that coming up here on the Morning Rush.
Hey, the 43rd anniversary sale starts later this week at Burton Pools and Spas. They're going to have some great deals all across both stores, Springdale and in Fort Smith. Cash and carry items on above-ground pools by Intel. They're going to have semi-in-ground pools still on sale at $99.97. And as part of their anniversary sale, you can also check out the full line of Big Green Eggs. And they got some new pellet grills from Pit Boss in Louisiana that you want to check out as well. We're going to be telling you more about that. If you're getting your pool ready for summer, 10% off of chemical packages during their anniversary sale as well. It's all at Burton Pools and Spas. They're making it easy on your pocketbook during the 43rd anniversary sale on Zero Street in Fort Smith, also aisle 549 at the 412 exit in Springdale, and always online at burtonpools.com. That's Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Before we get into that conversation, Tommy, and this is all hypothetical. Let's say that you have a stomach bug or you have something you're dealing with. Would you eat a fish taco after dealing with that?
Okay, hey, leave SmackDown. He's not feeling good. He's been dealing with a bug that's been going around.
Let me defend myself for a second. Saturday was rough. You can attest to that because I did not feel like myself.
You want a little something going around.
You want to describe how you describe
No,
it?
we don't.
we're
Listen,
not,
this is a radio show.
No, I ain't saying that.
Oh, Lee.
Sunday felt good. Went to the game. Went to River City Bistro, which, by the way, had their brunch scramble. Oh, my God.
Make you feel better?
It helped.
Get you on the road to recovery?
Great order.
Great start. Great start. All the meats. I felt great.
Okay.
Sunday was going good. Me, Phil, and Reagan, Lady SmackDown, went to La Huerta on College.
Yeah.
Which I knew Mexican food was a bad idea. I knew going into it, but in my mind,
why did you go there?
Well, because I was outvoted.
Because you're not in charge.
I wasn't in charge.
Gotcha.
Yes, the lady's in charge, right? She's always in charge.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
but clearly she doesn't care about your stomach and your health. If you're not feeling good, hey, let's drag him into a Mexican food joint. All right, all right, carry on.
To me, out of all the other options, a fish taco seemed to me like the safer choice.
Yeah.
Just one, not multiple.
Just one. Yeah, one fish taco and a little side of rice. To me, that felt like the
That's
safer
a very
choice.
responsible selection, yes.
Okay. I would not go fish. I feel like fish is like of anything, it's the most to go awry of any food, but to each their own, man.
Maybe it was
because I'm glad you're feeling better.
Well, he may be right. He may be onto something because this morning it wasn't pretty this morning. So
I've never been.
I'll take any suggestion. Like today, I'm fasting. I'm not eating. I'm drinking
water.
water.
There you go. Lots of water.
I'm drinking water, and then probably for dinner it's going to be Easy Mac or mashed potatoes.
There you go.
I intermediate fast for the most part.
Yeah, buddy, you fast. You get to the drive-through fast.
You drive fast to your next meal. Yeah. Anyway.
Intermediate fast. All right, so this football game between Arkansas and Arkansas. Well, I was just like you'd acted like there was a good point, and then you said, "Well, then I had fish talk," and I was just like, I was like, I don't know, I don't know about that, but this Arkansas football game that we saw, and can we call it that? Is that even legal?
Practice.
Yeah.
You know.
So Mike Woods, Traylon Burks, they both get a touchdown from KJ Jefferson early on in that football game, and then KJ was eventually taken out. The speed on both Woods and Burks is going to be a problem for SEC defenses this year, regardless of who they're going up against.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, with the tandem and the velocity and the speed and the attributes that these guys have, and Mike's going to be a huge part of Traylon's success, I think, because they won't be able to double team him because Mike will just go deep on the other end. You mentioned several times, Tommy, how important the quarterback position is. They're not going to have success without KJ being able to deliver the football. The success they could have, where does this tandem rank? Best Arkansas wide receiver duo since who?
Well, first, I think it's a hard question to answer when you're basing it on a practice. But that's the conversation we have today.
But I'm not just basing it on practice. I'm basing it on what I saw last season.
It is because you're asking how they're going to play this fall, and I don't. I'm hoping Trey Knox can turn into something, and Devion Warren when he comes back, I think is in this conversation. But it's really Burks and who do you want to put with him? And right now it'd probably be Mike Woods is the guy you zero in. So you want to compare it to a 1-2 punch? I mean, it's Jarius Wright and who? Kobe Hamilton, Joe Adams. Who do you want to put with Wright? Because Wright's probably been the best receiver you've had in recent time, in the last decade, 15 years.
And you really had a trio then with Childs,
if you want
Adams,
to make it a duo,
Wright.
Who do you want to put? Who is it?
Mm-hmm. I would probably team that with Joe, and it's only because Greg got injured and wasn't the same after that, unfortunately. But I would probably put Joe and Jarius. If you're gonna say, hey Ty, you got to pick the two of them, I'd pick that one.
See, I might go Kobe Hamilton even, and I know Kobe was kind of the number one receiver the following year, but he was a great number 2 guy.
Kobe Hamilton's your number because at one point he was your number 4. I mean, that just shows the depth of the Arkansas wide receiver room.
He spent some time in the NFL too. Yeah. So I mean,
let me show you. I'm gonna show you this picture of me and Kobe. It popped up on my timeline at a Wiz Khalifa concert today. But Tommy, I think you brought it up earlier. The depth of what appears to be really quality depth of your wide receiver room. I think it's pretty prevalent, man. And if Trey Knox gives you some more than what he did last year, and you continue to see hopefully progress with Devion Warren coming back from injury. We haven't mentioned him a lot to this point, but you think about what he was as a speedster for this Arkansas football team this past year. He can provide them something along with Woods and Burks. This is going to be a fun unit to watch, assuming to the point that you come back to that KJ can deliver them the ball. And it's not just on KJ, it's the offensive line giving them time for Mike Woods' deep routes and Traylon Burks' deep routes. It's a combination, as we know in college football. It's 12 or 11 men have to be in a cohesion on the field in order for touchdowns to occur.
But you got guys with Burks and his speed and size. We've seen it with Warren and his speed. You can run some end arounds, those little quick bubble screens, and get out in the flat and get you 7 or 8 just based on athleticism and quickness. You're going to have ways, and Kendall Briles will find ways to get the ball in Traylon Burks' hands, even if it's handing the ball off to him on jet sweeps or end around. So you're going to find ways to put it in your playmaker's hands, and it may not always be by throwing it to him.
No,
You'll have to do some of that.
I wonder how many times we're going to see Traylon Burks try and throw the football this past year. We saw it a couple times this past year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of them worked. Did any of those trick plays with
There
Traylon?
was too many gimmicks. Now, they did have the who was the lineman they threw it to?
Jalen St. John.
Yeah, and that was an effective play in practice. Now let's see what you can do. I'm a little bit surprised that they put that out there for the world to see. But
they got one trick. Sam said that Barry and Kendall got one trick play apiece. That was that, and then the flea flicker that didn't work that resulted in a sack.
All right, we're brought to you by The Fence Man. It should be your first call anytime you have a fencing need, whether it's a large commercial job or a small residential repair. They take care of everything involving fences at The Fence Man. 479-782-3936. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fencing, custom wrought iron installations, automatic powered gates. The Fence Man does it all. 479-782-3936 for The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
It's hour number 3 of the Morning Rush. I want to ask this question that was posed by Mike Farrell of Rivals.com. Arkansas will build on last year's surprising success. Is that fact? Is that fiction? Can you make a determination following the spring game? A lot more to get to. Hour number 3 of the Morning Rush on a Hot Take Monday next.
Burton Pools and Spas has the perfect solution for buying a pool without breaking the bank. Enjoy quality family time this summer while keeping cool when the temperatures get hot with a semi-in-ground pool. 15-foot pools start at just $99.97 at Burton Pools and Spas. Enjoy your semi-in-ground pool this year from Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah, figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
That's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control,
and comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N5321.
Headquartered here in Arkansas, designed in Switzerland, and field tested by customers all over the world, Canis Tactical Hunting Gear will allow you to hunt longer, farther, and in more comfort than ever before. Our Alpha Camo pattern was designed with versatility in mind. Whether you are hunting early or late season whitetails, chasing greenheads in the timber, our layering system will keep you warm and dry no matter how extreme the conditions. Visit us at canisathlete.com and use the code Arkansas to receive 15% off your first order. Canis Athlete, be the wolf.
Hey, Tommy here. I want to take a minute to tell you about our friends at R-Track, I-40 at exit 58 in Clarksville. They've been around 17 years doing things right, providing great value to their customers with compact tractors and outdoor equipment to the Arkansas River Valley. See the full line of LS brand tractors with 22 to over 100 horsepower models available. Nearly all feature a front-end loader for maximum utility. It's all at R-Track, exit 58 off I-40 in Clarksville. That is R-Track in Clarksville.
What's cracking, Fort Smith? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. Winter's over and I'm feeling like a spring chicken. So if your old ride's a rotten egg, don't let it spoil your spring. This month you could get an excellent deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Each one handpicked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. I don't care if your old ride is fried, scrambled, or hard-boiled, because right now you could trade up when you trade it in, even if you're still making payments or you owe more than it's worth. My non-commissioned sales staff will help you trade in that bad egg and drive away sunny side up in a nicer, newer car for the same or possibly even lower monthly payment. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for spring in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC checks, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. So hop into spring in a nicer, newer car, but hurry, a deal this good will spoil fast. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2021.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Peachtree Hospice is now Heart of Hospice. We're still the same compassionate team you've come to know and trust. As Heart of Hospice, it's our goal to transform end-of-life care for patients and families in western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma by providing physical, emotional, and spiritual support tailored to the patient's needs and wishes. Peachtree Hospice is now Heart of Hospice, still providing compassionate care when it's needed the most. Call us today at 844-464-0411.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunny sky today, our high this afternoon into the lower 70s, mainly clear sky tonight, low to mid 40s. We have a chance of seeing some showers on Tuesday. Our high Tuesday will be into the low 60s north, low 70s south, sunny and cooler midweek. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Mosquito Joe of Arkansas is an Arkansas-owned family business committed to making outside fun again in the natural state. For a mosquito-free yard this summer, call Mosquito Joe at 479-202-9960 or visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
KJ couldn't have had a better start. Did some really nice things there. I think he's certainly maturing, and he's got command of the team. His teammates believe in him, and you have to earn that at quarterback. He certainly has. I just think when we're able to run him, I think he's going to become a very, very, very good quarterback for us. Right now, obviously, with tagging off and those things like that, because of that situation, he became a better thrower this spring.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
It's hour number 3 of The Morning Rush. The question that we posed before we went to break. Question from Mike Farrell of Rivals.com. When you think about this Arkansas football team, fact or fiction, they'll build on last year's surprising success. Can Sam Pittman and his staff and his group of players, can they build on what looked like a pretty promising season and what's to come this past year? That's the question we'll ask in hour number 3 to start off on Hot Take Monday.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. They have the best brands: Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, Alliance. They've got the best ones, and they give you a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. Plus, they keep a mobile service shuttle on the road to keep you camping. So no worries. Peace of mind when you shop at Wheels RV. 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Jefferson's going to throw this time. Pumps once, looking down the middle of the field. Wide open in the end zone. Complete touchdown, Arkansas. Traylon Burks behind everybody. KJ put it right on the money.
We were talking a little bit about Mike Woods, Traylon Burks this last segment, and they're going to be a huge part of this season. And I wonder, when you say build off what Farrell asked, Fact or Fiction, they'll be able to build off last year's surprising success. Is it a step back for this football team if they don't make a bowl game with the schedule that's ahead, with the toughest schedule in college football? Do you as a fan, and you can hop in here at 877-377-6963, do you think it's a step back if this football team, even with the toughest record in college football, if they don't make a bowl game this year?
Maybe. How's that for a great answer? How do you compete in these games is important to me as well. How well you compete in losses is part of the equation, at least in my mind. I know it's a bottom line game. It's a bottom line sport. Did you win or did you lose? But when you're a program on the rebound and you're trying to build, part of what we still look at is last year's, 27-24 loss to LSU when you were shorthanded with many players out with COVID, when you narrowly lost without your starting quarterback to Missouri. How you compete, even in games you lose, to me matters in whether or not you've taken a step backwards. Yeah, it'd be disappointing if you didn't win enough games to qualify for a bowl game. It was disappointing you qualified for a bowl game and didn't get to play it this last year. That was a setback as well. But I don't know that I can answer that until you know how well you compete, even in the games you come up short.
Well, I think something that Sam Pittman said, and you saw this despite some losses, is just the competitiveness and fire was there. There wasn't a game, outside of Alabama, Florida, I know got out of hand late, but Arkansas was competing in the first half of that game where they just didn't show up. And I can't think of the exact wording that Sam Pittman used, but he was talking about this state being proud of its football team and the way they compete day in, day out. And I think you saw that from Arkansas fans. Even in losses, they didn't feel like last year they just didn't show up and compete. And so to your point, that's valid. But I just wonder, and again, we're so far out, we haven't even gotten to the first game yet, but I do wonder if this Arkansas football team doesn't make a bowl game, which I don't know if it's probable, but it's definitely possible. What's going to be the feeling of this fan base if they just get 5 wins?
Well,
considering
that
they were
would be
going
very
to,
disappointing.
Going to a bowl game last year prior to TCU.
Right, and let's face it, in a normal year, you probably would have qualified for bowl. I think this team was good enough to win 3 normal non-conference games against non-Power 5 opponents. You probably wouldn't have beaten Notre Dame. That would have qualified you for the game. And you can say, well, would you have had Tennessee on the schedule? I think you would have had Tennessee. You wouldn't have had Georgia. So, I mean, just based on the way the schedule worked out, I think you'd have probably gotten there with 6 wins. I think this team's capable of winning 6. I don't know that they're capable of winning 8 or 9. Some things are going to have to fall right. I don't know if there's 9 winnable games as I sit here on April the 19th and look at this schedule.
We had a listener of ours who came for Hog Reaction at Sassy's Barbecue and Grill in Weddington, and he told me he could see this team winning 9 games. And he had a few beers to that point, so you're always confident when you have more of those. I can't see that. Here's what are some really, like, if you want to just go ultra positive rainbow this morning, here's what you can point to. The return of veterans. Like the guys, again, Arkansas is the most returning depth of any team in the Southeastern Conference production-wise. If you want to say that, if you want to just say building and capitalizing on the momentum, but to me, that's still not enough to get you to 9, maybe not even 8 wins.
So to find even a path to 8, let's forget 9. Let's just bring it back a notch to reality. To win 8, you got to beat Texas and win all your non-conference games to get to 4. You see any path without doing that, first off? No. All right, so you got to beat both Mississippi schools and Missouri to get you there, right? So you have to beat Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Missouri to get you to 7. Who's your 8th? Is it Auburn? I mean, I look at that. Is all of that doable? Yes. Is LSU winnable? I mean, I think you could. I mean, you stop and think about it. If you can beat Texas and you could beat LSU, which I think is possible, and Auburn is possible, but you're going to have to go 3 for 3, 3-0 against Missouri, Ole Miss, Mississippi State to have a chance at something like that. I think that's asking a lot to go win all the 50-50 games. they're 50-50 games for a reason.
Mike in Murfreesboro texting. He says if they beat Texas and win the other non-conference games and compete in every other game, then it's a success. I think that Arkansas fans would be. I mean, you can't go over in the SEC this year, Mike, and I don't think they're going to do that. But I'm just this will be something we'll reflect on if Arkansas doesn't make a bowl game next year when we come back to it. But I think it is an interesting question to pose this morning, and Rod on I-40 wants to reflect on it. Rod, do you think this team's going to be better than they were last year?
Yeah, good morning. Auburn, did they really beat us last year? I mean, that's a questionable thing. Missouri had to play out of their minds to beat us at their own home place. No way Auburn's going to be as good this year as last year. I mean, without Gus there changing to a whole new thing with their new coach, they're going to definitely take a step back. So, Texas is a toss-up. They're always in transition from somebody to somebody. Don't they got a new coach this year too? Texas does.
Right.
So it's questionable, right? I mean, I believe we go 6-6.
Yeah,
I hope we win a bowl game.
Yeah, Sark from out. Steve Sarkisian's there, so I mean, they're in transition, but I think Texas is not a toss-up. I think Texas will be the decided favorite when that game kicks off.
Rod, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I will say Sark's a pretty good coordinator, but is he a head coach?
Well, we'll go find out, I guess. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Rod. Appreciate the call, buddy. Yeah, I think it's been funny talking with some Morning Rush listeners, ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. There is a confidence where I don't know if it's derived from that you're going to beat Texas this year. And I don't know where the origin of that confidence is. Now, I think it's going to be a good football game, but the predominant amount of people I've talked to think that Arkansas is going to win that second game. And I just don't understand. Maybe you can help me out with this.
It's hope.
There's a difference between hope and blind faith, or blind. Maybe that's not the right term because I don't want to mock faith or anything, but blind. I mean, do you think they're going to beat Texas?
No,
Can we sit here and say that?
Not today. Now, could they beat Texas? That's a different question.
And I
will
think they could.
I think they could beat Texas. I think Texas will be a touchdown or 10-point favorite in this game on the betting lines. Now, that is not how you determine the winner. But I think if Arkansas can force some turnovers and some things the ball bounces their way, they could beat Texas. There will be a lot of energy, and particularly if you have a full house. Big crowd for that game. That's going to be worth 6 to 9 points for Arkansas that night as well. I assume it's night.
Yeah, you bring up the full house part. Bama had 47,000 the spring game. Rangers had full attendance. I know the vaccinations keep going up. The hospitals. When is Governor Hutchinson or is there going to be a full attendance announced before postseason baseball? Is that something you anticipate happening? Because it's April 19th, postseason baseball. Is it the last weekend of May or is it the first weekend of June?
When I drove by the stadium yesterday, coming back from Mountain Home, and they were in the third or fourth inning at that point. The parking lot sure looked full to me. There looked to be a lot of people in that stadium. Y'all were there. Both you and SmackDown were there. But I can just say from the outside, peering in over the fence from the four-way stop, it looked like a big crowd there yesterday.
No pushback.
So
from you.
I don't know how close we are to full house in baseball, but it looked pretty full to me for a Sunday ball game.
So will that happen?
For all the restrictions lifted, I think there's probably a percentage of where you're. I think it depends on the percentage of Arkansans that are vaccinated, by sometime in July. But obviously, they're planning. They being Hunter Yurachek and the University of Forest, they are planning on a full house and selling all the tickets for all the games this fall. That's the plan right now. Now, I think you want to take an optimistic approach. I think it's maybe one of the reasons that you can help market and motivate Arkansans to get vaccinated. We got to remember, it's only been a couple of weeks. It's been open to everyone to go get without restrictions. That's above the age of 16. So I think the big deal is not just the availability of tickets. It's also, what are going to be some of the other requirements and some of the other mandates to attend? Are you still going to ask when it's 95 degrees to have fans sitting in masks? They've been very proactive in enforcing that at baseball and basketball games this year. What is going to be the stance and the procedure on campus? Because what they do on campus is their rules. The governor can open up many things, but the university's got to be willing to follow suit as well.
They weren't strict this weekend, I can tell you that much.
Okay.
They it's different. I've seen attendees. Is it Landmark? I always forget Landmark. Right? Landmark.
Yeah,
so they
Ushers.
weren't strict this weekend. That's got to be such a pain in the butt for them having to do that. But that was just something I'm thinking about because, like you just said, SmackDown being there Sunday, I being there Saturday, there were a lot of fans in there, and I just wonder we mentioned the Alabama spring game having 47,000. We mentioned the Texas Rangers, and I don't know. Listen, everyone has their own opinion on this. Some are a little more skittish to go out in public and stuff like that, which I understand depending on your age, depending on your health. I'm healthy in 26. My lifestyle hasn't changed that much, but and then I understand the people who just want to get back to normalcy who are going to attend these games no matter what this upcoming fall. And it's like you mentioned, Tom. It just kind of depends where we are as a state and as a country at that point.
It's never been easier not to go, though, Ty. It's never been easier for the fan to stay plugged in. And let's be honest, have a better experience probably watching. A lot of people have built new homes and bought new homes with outdoor entertainment, or a theater room. You exactly spent money to be able to watch games. It's never been easier for a fan to stay at home. And I'm of the belief that the experience at home, while you do miss things during commercial breaks and you don't see everything that goes on in the stadium, you're able to watch all that. It's never been easier for fans not to go, but still feel like they know what happened.
And that's something that you can attest to personally because you don't go to many games. Nope. You just watch it in your bed. But me being my age, me being what I like to do and be up there and stuff, I want to go to as many big-time Arkansas games or just games as possible, and it's only an hour drive for me from down here in Fort Smith, so it's not a hassle, it's not a big of a deal, and what you're talking,
a want-to thing.
And what you're talking about is important because some people want to just stay home and watch college football from sun up to sundown, and it can be a hassle, tailgating, putting up the stuff, parking, getting out. And I get that, but it's a balancing act that people debate on, go through, and as people continue to age, you say, "Oh, is it worth it? Is it worth to do this? It's worth to do that." For me, at my point in my life, it is. But you're gonna have to.
But I've been to tons of games.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I've seen dozens and dozens, 100 games or whatever in that stadium. I've been there when Arkansas played Texas. I've seen every school in the league come in to Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. I was there the night they opened. At some point, the ability for me to stay and watch 3 games at one time and see every game in the league is appealing to me at this point in my life, in this season of my life.
And we'll close on this before we switch it up and give you some headlines. Perfect example for me is me. Some people wouldn't want to drive 8.5 hours to watch a baseball series in Baton Rouge, but that's an appealing aspect to me. And
it's a bucket list trip.
And getting yelled and I am going to be absurdly obnoxious if Arkansas wins that series. I'm going to
be easy for you.
There's a good chance that I'll come back with the black eye and it'll be well deserved and warranted. And you know what? That's part of it because you gotta be obnoxious. There's gonna be a lot of tiger baits down there because I'm being in bright red. And listen, we're just me and my brother and everyone else that's down there in Arkansas are just going to point to the scoreboard the entire game, not say anything.
Not worried about you. You're built different. I'm sure you can handle all that, right?
It's 8.5 hour drive. I'll come in refreshed for the show. It's part of
with
it.
A black eye. Absolutely. Hey, one thing you can do is get back to Joe's Grill and Cantina this Saturday. You can watch the games when Arkansas is on the road in Columbia, South Carolina, but you can also enjoy brunch on Saturday beginning at 10:45. It's kind of a doubleheader in its own right at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Brunch on Saturday mornings, games anytime the Hogs are playing, they'll have them on, whether it's SEC Network or Network Plus. They stream them in there as well. And anytime the game is on, it's half-price apps and taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Stop in for Fajita Friday, Taco Tuesday. They've got a special going on every day and happy hour every day at the bar. And Saturdays is all about brunch starting at 10:45. It's Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harp.
So Quincy McAdoo flipped from Florida State to Arkansas. Nolan Richardson's is it Nolan Richardson Drive now, or is it Lane? I wonder, is there any
Drive,
debate?
I believe.
How do they determine what street has the ending, like lane, drive, court. Like obviously court's a circle, but
generally when the developer of something puts in a street, they get to pick the street name generally. Yeah. But so I'm guessing university probably had a lot, and the university and the Richardson family probably had a lot of input into that.
Drives.
Nolan Richardson Drive.
Quincy Active mentioned that hockey team, Hawks Club hockey team's in the Final Four, something that we touched on a little bit earlier. Might need to go to the Jones Center at some point.
What did you think about their power play there in the second period?
It was awesome, man. What a goal that was. Jalen Tate officially announcing that he's moving on from the University of Arkansas basketball program, and best of success to wherever he ends up. And we were talking about the LSU trip. Bought my tickets, at least for Friday's match, for $31. Now those are.
What'd you think about that icing call? Wasn't that a crock?
You know what? I actually know what icing is. Surprisingly enough, it took me probably 20-something years.
That offsides call was horrible.
South has like the Stars, the Preds. I know that St. Louis isn't really South. It's more. Is it Midwest or is it?
That's upper Midwest. Midwest. It's a Midwestern state
Blues,
team. The
Tampa
Blues.
Bay Lightning. We had some listeners chime in on the Lightning earlier.
Atlanta doesn't have a team, as we found out. They used to have a team.
Arkansas used to have.
Only been gone a decade.
The River Blades.
Yeah.
Did you ever go watch the River
They
Blades?
had two minor league hockey teams at one time.
What was the other one?
You had the because they started out as the Razor Blades, and they made them change that. The university didn't like that. And then there's one that played at Barton and one that played at what was then Alltel, now Simmons Bank. So I can't remember that, but you knew one was barely going to make it. Two never had a chance. So.
Other headline is SmackDown's not feeling well. Matt, now my stomach's a little queasy, and
go.
I had some shrimp yesterday, and that might have been the origin of the
bug going around. I just got a text from Laura that kids are staying home. They don't feel good. So,
jeez, man. Well, I got to get ready because in 2 weeks I'm about to have an excess amount of boudin balls, crawfish, wings, and I got to shore up my stomach.
Have you ever had any of that stuff before? Are you a crawfish guy?
I like crawfish. You like? We've talked about this, not so much because you don't feel like you get enough product for all the work you have to do.
It is a lot of work. Yeah.
But for $15 for a big old pound of it down there, that's like their thing.
$15 a pound? I need to be selling it to him, man. Is
that a good?
That's not a good price.
It's not a good deal. Maybe it's 2 pounds of it.
I got to get a whole tray of it and some taters and corn.
Have you had boudin balls before?
Yes, it's been a while, but I'm excited. So I
had some of those that eat my catfish. When we were up there.
Really good to eat my catfish.
This is technically a work trip. Does that mean it gets expensed?
It is not technically a work trip yet. So
it's
probably going to go against vacation time. It's probably where we're headed.
It's
and if it's a work trip, he can't go down there and drink.
Right, you can't be drinking while you're working.
So it's a catch-22 in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
We did have some Morning Rush listeners at the baseball game ask me about Wild Beaver Saloon. This weekend when I was in line.
I just wish I was half as popular as him, don't you? People just know. I don't know how he goes out in public anymore.
Real quick, for branding purposes. So we're wearing
branding. All right, let's go.
We're wearing masks, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's harder to recognize someone in a mask than it would be without a mask.
People can pick you out of a crowd.
And they can't. And that's the best part because this hair, they know
it's
exactly.
So obnoxious.
They know exactly who it is. So.
No one else could have hair that bad other than that guy on the radio.
The longer this hair grows, the branding of our radio station is going to grow because there's more.
You're not worried about branding the radio station or this show. You're only worried about branding yourself. Let's be honest.
Every single day I wake up and I figure out how I can make this radio station and our team better. And because, like, once people
believe any of this?
No.
Once people recognize and talk with me, they realize, oh, this guy's not as cocky and arrogant and as egregious as he comes across on air. He's actually a stand-up gentleman. Just ask Robert Mann at the Stadium Shop. I feel like I'm a really nice guy.
Now that Stu Gotts isn't on the air anymore, he is
filling
the new,
that void.
Oh my goodness! Anyway,
listen, someone has to do it. When you're built different, you gotta figure it out somehow.
God, cut his mic off.
Tell you what. Hey, if you're headed out to do some cold water bass fishing, we're going to get a snap of cold. You can do that at Beaver Lake or Table Rock or Bull Shoals or Norfolk. Take along the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. Make sure it's in your tackle box. It'll help you catch them, whether it's in a extremely fast or slow current. It stays in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue from Pradco.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Eagles Nest is coming in hot.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell at an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Wheels RV in Springdale wants you to seek out all the Natural State has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. 5 miles west of I-49, exit 72. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson with over 500 vehicles of all.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
About more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Kohler and Green Insurance today in Fort Smith at 484-9888 and Kohler and Green Insurance in Van Buren at 474-9888.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Hey, grounds guys.
Hey, what?
I've got one guy that mows my yard, another guy that sprays for weeds, another group that does my landscaping, and I'm probably forgetting someone that does something else. Wouldn't it be easier to just call one place for all my yard work?
You betcha. When it comes to yard work, just call the grounds guys. Mowing, maintenance, weed control, landscaping. We do it all. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-GUYS. Or visit groundsguys.com in Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area. The Grounds Guys. Leave the yard work to us.
It's spring cleaning sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save up to 75% off on selected clothing items. Summer and winter clothing for men, women, and children. Look for the orange clearance stickers with racks lined with savings. Footwear and archery items are included in the big spring clearance sale, going on now until it's gone. The boss says let's clear the racks during the spring cleaning sale at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house?
All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And the pitch is hit high in the air, twisting in the right center, hit very well, got a chance, and it's out of here. And Christian Franklin has homered for his third consecutive game.
Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
So Arkansas baseball got a series win over Texas A&M over the weekend. What'd you think about it? Pitching, hitting. They'll play South Carolina top 10, assuming the rankings don't change. They were, I think, 10 over the weekend when they defeated the LSU Tigers this weekend. LSU and Baton Rouge next weekend. So 2 away SEC series coming up for the Arkansas baseball team.
Hey, we're brought to you by Riley Farm Dental at 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A. It's right at the entrance to Riley Farms. Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan provide their patients a comfortable experience, and they do all types of dentistry, meaning general dentistry as well as orthodontics. They do braces, they do implants, and they do cosmetics, all right there in one place. And that's one of the reasons they've been voted in the top 3 best of the best every single year since 2017. It's a place you'll feel at home. Riley Farm Dental, 226-3500 for an appointment. That's 479-226-3500. Or learn more online at RileyFarmDental.com.
So I had a really good experience. And, again, appreciate Maria and Scott Tabor for letting me use those tickets. And we got a chance. We were right in front of Tommy when Robert Moore ended up going home. And it was a wild sequence at the end of Game 2, and I'm very, very glad to be in attendance for that because we were on like the very front, right behind the dugout. I will say if you hadn't gotten a chance yet, because I do enjoy watching those games from the Hog Pen, but if you get a chance to sit right behind the Razorback dugout, if you get tickets or if you're a season ticket, I mean that hearing all the players there, them communicate with their teammates, and the just the different mannerisms that go on.
Well, there's only one reason to sit in the Hog Pen. That's to drink beer. If you're going to watch a baseball game, it's not a place to sit and watch a baseball game.
I will say a bucket list thing to do in the Hog Pen is to try and catch a home run, a Christian Franklin bomb in my solo cup as it's passing out. But that was I had never been that close to the dugout watching a game before. I've sat in the chair backs plenty of times, but that experience, and that's why they put the players, fans, and girlfriends right there because, I mean...
Yeah, they're right behind. Normally, I'm not sure how we ended up with those seats to send you to the game because normally our seats are over in 105, but I had a pair for 111 that day.
Mm-hmm.
That, electronically, I don't know, maybe they messed up and just sent them to me, but I had 2 seats in 111. The rest of my seats were over in 105, which I like because you can look into the dugout and across the plate. But you're right, that's the way to watch a game. I understand the reasons why you want to be in the outfield. I get that.
Yeah.
I've been there and I've done that. But if you want to really enjoy the game, that it's more once you sit there, it's hard to go back to the outfield. You're going to watch the game.
It doesn't get much better than that at all.
Hey, if you're worried about taking care of your yard this spring and summer, there's one place to call to get it done. You need to call the Grounds Guys. They're in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. They're the do-it-all company. Mowing, landscaping, cleanup, weed and feed, continued maintenance to make your lawn and your landscaping look great this spring, summer, and into fall. In fact, right now, if you'll call and mention you heard about it, right here on the Morning Rush, they'll give you half off your first 6-step weed and feed application. That's 50% off your 6-step weed and feed application with the Grounds Guys. Just mentioned the Morning Rush. Call the Grounds Guys today, 479-303-GUYS. It's 303-GUYS, or log on at groundsguys.com.
Got a couple calls and texts that we'll get to coming up. When you go on the road in the SEC, you've brought this up. Arkansas really hasn't had that rut they've seemingly fallen into yet at this point in the season. They're number one for a reason, Tommy.
Yep.
I wonder, and I'd much rather it be this weekend in Columbia, South Carolina than next weekend in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. but I wonder if you're going to see a stretch where this team struggles a little bit. That's something we don't hope for, but it as Phil says, it's baseball.
Right, let me answer. Yes, you are going to see that because it is baseball, and that's what happens is you're going to have a weekend like Vanderbilt did against Georgia where, it just doesn't click that weekend. Your pitchers are off a little bit. Your hitting's not quite there. Somebody else has their A game, and you're on your C+ or B- game, and that's even when great teams get beat. The SEC, man, it's we talk about the murderer's row. It doesn't get any easier. I don't care how many games LSU has lost in 2 weeks. It won't be easy to fight your way out of Baton Rouge even then. So yeah, I'm expecting one of these 2 weekends to not get swept, but go one for two. One of three that weekend. So
just not bad. Just hopefully not Baton Rouge.
Well, I don't like losing LSU, so I'm with you. If it's got to happen, then you don't want it to happen at home, number one, and you certainly don't want it to happen in Baton Rouge. But those guys have had your number for a long time.
When am I more likely to get punched in the face by a deranged, drunk LSU fan after a win, after a loss for Arkansas,
or C by SmackDown here in the studio?
He's a gentle giant. He wouldn't.
I have to restrain him quite frequently. I would say after a Hog win, because you will be a little lit up, and you will run that mouth, and somebody isn't going to be as kind as me and SmackDown. They're going to put their fist through them teeth at some point.
They would do that. They would get charged for assault for just a little. Can they not?
Might be self-defense is what might be their claim.
Can they not articulate? And I know they're uneducated down there in Baton Rouge, but can they not?
See, this is already the beginning. This is the beginning of what I'm talking about.
Can they not deliver?
And he's sober right now.
A retort. Well, yeah. There's a good chance I might be inebriated.
Maybe you don't need to go. Maybe I need to find him some work that
I thought this was a work trip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, Tommy said it's not a work trip, so by that,
but you're trying to get this thing expensed, little buddy.
Yeah. You want your cake and eat it too, there. Yeah.
Well, you can drink on work trips. I don't know when that's...
No, not according to your rule book, you can't.
No, my rule book says you don't drink before the show, which I don't do, and you don't drink on Sundays.
Well, if you're going down there, there's work to do, which means shows to do.
Exactly.
We can't have you going down there and picking up the tab. You're not going to be working.
And getting in illegal parking spots and doing a live shot.
Exactly.
No, we can't have that.
We got to make some money so we can pay for all the parking tickets.
If I get towed again in Baton Rouge, I'm going to be irate after the $190 I spent in
But then
India.
again, you're Ty Richardson. You can walk up down there and be fine.
Hair Noxious. That's his new nickname we've been given on our text. Hot Take Monday brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 on 549 in Springdale. Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone Alliance, all the best brands at Wheels RV. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Hot Take Monday is brought to you by Wheels RV, Highway 412 in Springdale, and online at wheelsrv.net.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Shangri-La Resort. Spring fishing is popping off right now, and they have it all at Shangri-La Resort. Not many places around have a full-service marina, but they provide it for you at Shangri-La Resort. Whether you're looking to go up an afternoon or stay a weekend, they have the motel rooms and cabins to accommodate your fishing trip. And if you get hungry, no problem. Their restaurant has daily lunch specials. For more information, go to ShangriLaResort.net. Shangri-La Resort, a touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Owning an LS tractor is about a lot of things.
For me, it's about lift capacity.
It's about the hydraulics.
Owning an LS, it's about how well it's made.
Steel, baby. More features.
Standard features.
It's about the land.
Having something passed down.
It's about having pride in my work.
It's about owning the best.
LS Tractor. What's it about for you?
Discover what LS tractors are all about at our track, Arkansas's oldest LS tractor dealer on I-40 exit 58 Clarksville, or visit ourtrackwithac.com.
The Golf Nut has a great selection of shoes arriving weekly. Choose from Nike, FootJoy, Echo, Under Armour, New Balance, Asics, Puma, and Adidas. While you're there, pick up a hat or check out the wide selection of apparel and accessories. Need golf balls? In stock now. The new TaylorMade TP5s or the Titleist Pro V1 or Pro V1X golf balls. Check Facebook for daily specials and new arrivals. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Your #1 golf shop since 1994.
Buddy said, man, you gotta call AshleyAir.com.
Spring has sprung and the summer heat will be here soon. Now is a great time to upgrade your air conditioning system. From now until the end of May, Carrier's Cool Cash rebates will save you up to $1,500 on a new heating and cooling system. Schedule your free estimate today at AshleyAir.com.
When your air conditioner breaks, you know who to call. There's only one choice. AshleyAir.com.
Tired of loud mowers and blowers, not to mention trips to the gas station? Skip the noise, fuss, and fumes with the #1 rated battery-powered outdoor equipment from Ego. On sale now at your local Yeager's Ace Hardware. Use your Ace Rewards card and save on Ego tools like the 56-volt handheld blower, just $159.99, or the string trimmer, just $199.99. Even the Ego self-propelled mower with a 60-minute runtime is on sale for $499.99. See more details and spring savings at YeagersHardware.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Ramos Roofing is a local roofing company and have over 25 years of experience in the Oklahoma area. Are you looking for a residential or commercial roofing need? Ramos Roofing is the business you can trust, offering discounts for senior citizens, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. Ramos Roofing can help you with your insurance claim. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home. Call 479-420-9903. That's 479-420-9903 for Ramos Roofing.
What's cracking, Fort Smith? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. Winter's over and I'm feeling like a spring chicken. So if your old ride's a rotten egg, don't let it spoil your spring. This month you could get an excellent deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Each one handpicked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. I don't care if your old ride is fried, scrambled, or hard-boiled, because right now you could trade up when you trade it in, even if you're still making payments or you owe more than it's worth. My non-commissioned sales staff will help you trade in that bad egg and drive away sunny side up in a nicer, newer car for the same or possibly even lower monthly payment. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for spring in our Meineke Car Care Center with free AC checks, half-off brakes, and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. So hop into spring in a nicer, newer car, but hurry, a deal this good will spoil fast. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2021.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Off the inbound, it's stolen by Devo. 2-on-1 ahead to Note. JT with a left hand lays it in and one.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Back here on the Morning Rush Hot Take Monday. We've gotten some hot takes in this morning. If you want to get yours in, you feel free to. It's 877-377-6963. Are you a subtitles with sports guy? Do you like the subtitles on when watching a game?
No, my wife has turned them on because she thinks it's, and she's probably right. She's wanting to learn Spanish, so she's turned them on in somewhere where they come up in Spanish and on Netflix stuff. Drives me insane. But that's her way.
Is it working for her?
I don't know. Say habla español. I don't know. But I'm not a subtitle. You talk about closed captioning there at the bottom? No. Out. Now, they're handy if you're in a sports bar and the sound's on something else. and kind of keep up, but they always get in the way of the graphics. They always get in the way of the play.
Yeah.
So no, turn the closed captioning off for me.
Tommy, there's this really cool device, and I can't think of the name, but it's at your table. Certain sports bars have this, where of all the channels you have on the TV, instead of just hearing one game across the board, you turn it on per whatever TV it is, and it's like a radio signal right at your table. It's pretty cool.
That would be great as long as no one around you had something different on, right? Then that would drive me nuts as well.
Well, it's big sports bar, so you hear a lot of it, but they have the tables, I think, spaced up enough now where you hear it. But yeah, it did have a bunch of sounds and games going on at once. So I don't know if you'd like it that much.
Hey, it started yesterday and extends through today and tomorrow. A 5-state drug-impaired driving enforcement campaign with Arkansas law enforcement officers is underway right now. Drive high, get a DWI. There's a crackdown going on right now on drug-impaired driving, similar to crackdown efforts occurring across the regions in Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Nebraska. Up and down the roadways and the highways, these states in the country's midsection, officers are stopping anyone under the suspicion of drug-impaired driving. I can tell you this, there's some people in the left lane and passing lanes on 412 yesterday needed to be stopped and checked out. I'm telling you, right now people are under the false impression or the false belief that if you have a prescription for something or you have a card that allows you for something, that might make it legal for you to possess it or use it. It does not make it legal for you to get behind the wheel of a car. So just understand, drive high, get a DWI. It's never safe to drive when impaired. That means refraining from drunk driving, also drug-impaired driving as well. This message brought to you by TrafficSafetyMarketing.gov, the National Highway Transportation Safety Office, and the Arkansas State Police.
When I tore my ACL and I was distributed Oxycontin from the doctor and that, maybe that's why my parents didn't want that, because I told you the story. They took it away after 2 days, and I was supposed to have it for 2 weeks. And I've never been more angry at my parents in my entire life than that moment when you're the pain threshold that they just gave me Tylenol, which didn't do anything. So
your nature, I could see where that might become a problem. You know, we have to
to
worry about things.
We're moving on from that. We're not going down that road. We're not going down that road. So we're not going down.
I mean, it reared its ugly head the first weekend in college. So they had the foresight to help you out there.
I'm not even going to even attempt to discuss that at all. So just kind of going over what we've been talking about today, what's going in the Bud Light Seltzer Morning Rush podcast. The fact or fiction question, Arkansas will build on last year's surprising success. Again, there was a question posed by Rivals Mike Farrell. And as you brought up, spring game doesn't determine that, but it does give you a little more insight on this football team. And when you talk about success, I don't know if Farrell was asking if they'll be able to get to a bowl game. Depends on what you define success as, and it's hard to determine that unless you have a full slate of games behind you that you can.
And let me just ask you this question. Honestly, is there a big difference in a 5-win team that competed better, had a little tougher schedule, and came up a win short versus a 6-win team that had a softer non-conference schedule, played in the East maybe, and got to the Birmingham Bowl? I mean,
those bowl practices.
Those high-intense bowl practices, exactly. I mean, listen, I think this is a team that has a chance. I mean, we just went through the schedule and just some of the teams that stand out to you. There's 3 very winnable non-conference games. I believe both Mississippi schools are games you can find a way to win. Missouri's a team you can beat this year. I think Auburn's a team you can beat. And LSU, for whatever reason, always seems to be in the mix of a game you're going to be at the end. And some year, I don't know if it's this year, how many times you hung around to the end of the game with A&M but come up short? I don't know if A&M goes on that list, but that's 8 games right there. Just counting the Mississippi schools in Missouri and Auburn, along with some other, that gives you a chance to win 8 games that are reasonable enough to call toss-ups. And you should win those 3 non-conference games.
For once, I would like to.
Can you find a way to win 3 of the other ones?
Yeah.
Should be able to.
For once, Tommy, I would like to be able to throw my Cowboy Rita in happiness instead of in disgust and being ticked off.
Dude, let me tell you something. Confidence is a big thing. It's a huge thing. the mental aspect of believing you're going to win does a lot for you. And I believe Sam Pittman's built a program that they're walking a little taller. They got a little more confidence in their stride and their steps. So confidence means a lot. You could see it in this team last year, even a team that won just 3 games. And I know the end stretch of the season was not what you hoped it would be, but that was a team that played with more confidence and belief. And I think that'll go a long ways to getting them to where they'll be able to play a game in late December.
And now it's just about backing it up. Two of the guys that are hopefully going to help you in that situation being Mr. Traylon Burks and Mr. Mike Woods.
Jefferson pumps once. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man wide open at the goal line. Complete touchdown, Arkansas. That's Mike Woods. Mike Woods got behind everybody. KJ put it on the button, Quinn, and just like that, the white team's on the board.
Now, we've had on some great Arkansas wide receivers to the program over the years. You think about Jarius Wright. You think about Richard Smith. And we've just had some really talented guys that have spent some of their time on this program. I wonder.
Anthony Lucas is another one.
Anthony Lucas being up there. And why am I blanking? Not J.J. Metters, say 95 Alabama. I think we need to get one of them on soon and ask them. I know you're friends with Sparky Hamilton. Ask them.
Sparky, be a good one.
About just kind of what they think about those two individuals, because I think Traylon busted 800 yards. I think Mike had over 600 yards this past year. The ceiling, it's all contingent on what KJ Jefferson does with the football and if the offensive line gives him time. But based on what I saw, based on Mike Wood's speed, Traylon Burks' just all-around playmaking ability, man, these are two of the best, if not the best, in the Southeastern Conference as a duo this year. And I know that Mechie and whoever Alabama pulls out of five-star U to pair with him are going to be have something to say about that. But Pickens with that ACL injury, Burks is the best wide receiver in the SEC. Yeah. Woods ain't too far behind, and that duo, man, it's not going to be easy for secondary coaches this year to defend.
Text from the 479 is asking whether I was saying 8 games. No, I'm saying there's 8 winnable games. Your odds of winning 6 are there. I mean, you look at this schedule, so if you're confused about what I was trying to count out there, it's just those are games I think you got a decent shot of winning. You should win your 3 non-conference, and if you can beat both Mississippi schools again, you're going to a bowl game. You'll find a way to win another one somewhere. You owe Missouri one, you owe A&M one, but I don't know if A&M I'd put it. They're going to be a better football team than you. I think Texas is a better football team than Arkansas is right now. Bama's just in another stratosphere. You know, so but I think Auburn is a winnable game too, and it's in your house.
LSU being on the road, Alabama being on the road, Athens.
Oh, let's not forget Georgia.
Yeah. JT.
I didn't bring them up for a reason.
I will say, did you watch any of the spring games outside of Arkansas?
I did not,
because Bryce Young didn't look great in that spring game. Now, JT Daniels looked pretty good, but the Alabama quarterback situation, which is going to unfortunately get short out, Nick Saban didn't seem to be too enthused about it after the game.
Yeah, how'd you like his pink blazer that he had on?
Doesn't he? Does he do that every year?
He wears a suit every year to the spring game. That's about it. Listen, if we're not going to put a ton of stock into Arkansas spring game about making hardline opinions, and this is the way the season's going to be based on the spring game, you can't do it with Alabama either, right?
Yeah, but it's fun to say that Alabama might have a problem at quarterback.
When's the last time? If Alabama has a problem at quarterback, you know what they'll do? They'll give it to one of those 5-star stud running backs, and they'll just run it down your throat. You know, so Alabama can beat you in a lot of different ways. They're that talented. I didn't watch 1 second of it. I did see some highlights on it, so I guess that counts. I didn't tune in and watch it. It was going on same time, and it was on ESPN where Arkansas was on Plus. Wonder how that happened. I guess we lost the coin toss on that deal, right? Lost the coin toss on who got on TV and who didn't. But, you know, I'm not worried at all about whether Alabama's going to be okay at quarterback. They'll be just fine.
Unfortunately. So it would be nice to have a Blake Sims type of year where they just have a blimp at the quarterback, or even a Jake Coker where, yes, they won a national championship that year, but he wasn't the main reason that.
Right. I mean, they've had some, air quotes, bus drivers, you know, John Parker Wilson comes to mind. I'm trying to remember the years when the exact years when they had, you know, Heisman Trophy winners in the backfield, and that's what they do. They just hand it off to Heisman Trophy winners.
Now this was pre-Saban, like Brody Croyle and You mentioned JPP, John Parker Wilson. Man, I bet his head's still ringing from that hit he took from Sam Aljabutu in 2007. But it would be nice if Alabama could struggle at the quarterback. And we also answered the question this morning about a man getting a pedicure. It seems like the majority of our listeners think it's okay. I'd be curious to see how many men actually follow through on that. And maybe we do a show at a spa. And
a
we
spa
do
day? We could have a spa day on the morning rush?
And we do the show while getting a pedicure.
He seems like a guy that wanted to do a spa day, doesn't he, SmackDown?
My
spa day guy.
Listen, I told you I stopped
Get
my
a scalp massage.
I
while
stopped
you're
my other gym because they didn't have a sauna. I'm getting old, obviously, and I need a sauna for after I work out. I'm an aging 26-year-old, probably the oldest 26-year-old.
That's old guys like me ready to slap you.
So
just saying that.
Well, I mean, I play basketball with guys in their 40s and 50s, and they're all doing all these like stretches and stuff, and I'm just like, man, I gotta take care of my body now. That's why this body's a temple. Only healthy food and beer go into this body on a weekend and
I don't know what the religion
basis.
of lying is, but that's the temple it represents.
Can we set it over under how many times he lies tomorrow?
The Stu Gotts is large in you.
Your body's a temple?
Yeah.
I work out a lot to take it.
Work out what?
Define a
I
lot.
will say speaking of odds, you're talking about odds, there are very good odds that the diabetes that my grandpa had and my dad had gets passed on to me based on the way that I consume food at an unrealistic pace. Very good chance of that happening. You're talking about the ingrown tailness stuff. That scared me a little bit.
At some point, the old metabolism's going to put the emergency brake on.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be over for you.
Then you'll start to look like me.
Yeah.
It's fun being like me. Women love it.
Well,
he has more fun than you, I will say. Burton Pools and Spas has the perfect solution for buying a pool without breaking the bank. Enjoy quality family time this summer while keeping cool when the temperatures get hot with a semi in-ground pool. 15-foot